And welcome back to the Struggle Bus, everybody. I think this is our 11th episode or our 10th.
Banana, that's amazing.
11.
11?
Yeah.
God damn.
We average like 3-4 hours, so this is 30 hours of two idiots fucking talking already.
Seems kind of low on, to be honest, when it comes to us.
I'm up to almost
Look.
W300 in my videos, though.
That's really good.
Yeah. And my most recent one has one view. It was you.
Yes. Slowly making it. Yeah, I like our little podcasts that we do. Podcasting that we do.
Yeah. It's not about an audience. It's the rigmarole. This whole format.
It's just fun. It really is just something fun for us to do. It's like in no way, a couple people outside of our circle watch it, but they don't watch the whole thing.
No way.
So it's just, I don't know. It's more of just a conversation that we just record.
Yeah.
But which is pretty cool.
It gives it some structure to it, and kind of I think makes us talk a bit longer, too.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. You put us in a hot tub, and we can probably go even longer.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah,
definitely. The content is different.
That's true.
You're disciplined.
Like you said, it's more structured. It's more topic-y, more than philosophical and random and
yeah. Okay, so now that we're in, do you remember the thing that I asked you not to do?
No.
I asked you when we do the podcast, don't do a thing, don't mention a thing.
Oh yes, I do.
Cool.
I do.
Cool. Yes, there's a thing coming up.
Oh, I can't wait. I wonder what it's gonna be.
There's a lot to it.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so dumb question. What's the most disappointed you've been in gaming? It could be a game itself. It could be like just a specific plot point. Most disappointed.
We're talking about games or gaming in its entirety, meaning gamers or companies or whatever.
Within a game. Because
yeah,
I'd say like Konami and how they treated Kojima and PT.
That was one I was. The first one that popped to me was the Hate Brigade around Last of Us Part 2. That's the first thing that popped in my head. But as far as a game, probably I can't even say I'm mad at that anymore. First thing that popped in my head was Aliens Colonial Marines, but I don't know if you remember that. But I've gotten a really good Alien game since then, so I can't really be too mad about it anymore.
Yeah, for me, it's and I don't know if you ever even got in the bubble on this, but Spore.
I don't even know what that is. No.
It was an EA game released in I think 2008, and it's supposed to be like you make a life form, and you go through its evolution all the way from single-celled organism to spacefaring species.
Really?
And it is such a disappointment.
Aww.
There's so little to it, and it just sucked.
I'll say a more recent one. When was that, by the way?
2008.
Okay, so yeah, that was a bit ago. I'll do a more recent one. I'll say Cyberpunk. That one had so much hype around it, so much there was a lot of what's the word when YouTubers are kind of not necessarily paid, but it kind of insinuates they're given free shit in order to kind of gas up this product and everything. There's a word for it. Is it gyro turfing or something like that? No, not astroturfing. It starts with a G. I can't remember, but that game, the whole everything around it, and for it to come out so broken and so busted and so disappointing, like it was even hidden during reviews. Like they purposely told critics and reviewers that you could only review the PC version and you could only show certain things.
Was
Like
it
they
was it busted on
yeah.
console too?
Um there was no PS5 Xbox Series X version. When it first came out, you could play the PS4 and the Series you could play the PS4 and the Xbox One, these fucking names, um, on Series X and PS5, but they were still those versions. They ran a little bit better, but they were still not great. Just blatantly as a company saying this is not ready, but we don't fucking care because we're gonna make so much money.
Mm-hmm.
And then for YouTube, and then for a lot of people in the YouTube community, to kind of dance around it was very disgusting. It was very disgusting behavior. Even some of the people, some of the YouTubers that I follow, kind of did that, and it really made me think kind of twice.
Yeah.
I was a Patreon to one of them. Kind of funny. I'm not a Patreon to them anymore because I was very disappointed with their behavior through all that. And then they did the same thing with Jedi Survivor. Like they gave that game a 5 out of 5. They talked about how incredible it is, and I played it and I loved the game, but that game was also not fucking ready. And so I felt confident in my decision back then to not give them my money anymore, and
Mhm.
I still haven't given them my money, and they're still doing the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Fuck them.
fuck them. Still like them. Still like Greg Miller. But yeah, they just won't get my monthly subscription anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So, all right, we got 3 topics.
Okay.
The one behind you. You played Undertale. And the alluded to secret.
And the alluded to secret that I know, but you don't know if you're watching.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, dun 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 dun. Who said that?
I feel like
We're fucking dumb. We're so dumb. We laugh at each other's jokes, which makes it worse because we encourage each other. Oh my god.
All right, so I'm feeling left behind first.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay, so in part 1, that was some of the hardest gameplay overall in part 1.
Yes. Which is even funnier because you made it harder.
Yes. I did ask the question, though, about the texture issue.
So, no, you were able to see it. It was there. You just kind of immediately ran, so you didn't kind of scope it out, but it was there.
So, okay, but you could only see the end of the barrel and the butt.
Oh, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe you got fucked on that.
Yeah. That's why I'm thinking that.
Yeah. Still impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, you died a shit ton, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun seeing you just do the bowl. And honestly, it kind of makes it I don't want to say realistic because, there's only so much realism about a 14-year-old girl sniping these motherfuckers with a bow, but it's it makes more sense for Ellie to kill these guys with a bow than with a fucking rifle that's half as big as her,
And some of those shots cool. That I got off too.
It was really cool, dude.
And then was I right too that those final infected were going to know where I was no matter what?
No. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I'm going to just chalk it up to a glitch.
Okay.
Or I'm going to chalk it up to a glitch. I have hidden there. I've hidden up there before or around somewhere and just kind of not moved. and
Mm-hmm.
just with my spidey senses just
Mm-hmm.
watching the mayhem going on. And you don't even have to kill those infected. You can actually sneak on over to the back to the shed and get through there. So you don't have to kill those final infected. So no, to answer your quick question, no, it's not. They're not supposed to just know where you are.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Um.
yeah. Just man, this fucking port, man. I In all of part one, there were moments, that had happened, but it wasn't a constant. So I was just kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
and it was never during a really important moment or that, but you finding out that Ellie is a lesbian and both of them look completely fucking like they're melting, like they're like was very
Yeah.
infuriating. That was extremely infuriating. And the whole time I'm just like, I was sad, like not sad, but I was disappointed for you because
Yeah.
you know this is close to my heart, and this port fucking blows donkey dick.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
did. I did figure it out before it actually showed, though.
Yeah, but I'm not going to give you any credit for that because so did my mom when she watched the series. So it's not it's not there's enough breadcrumbs there that you
Yeah.
can figure it out. It's not like
Yeah. The big
if you
thing.
really pay attention, if you know anything about, I don't know, romance and love, there's
Mhm.
enough there that you can be like, oh, okay, this is more than friendship. She genuinely
Yeah.
loves this girl.
The big thing for me that kind of sold it was Ellie being uninterested in dicks past
Yeah,
glancing curiosity.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And back in part, way back in 2013, you could kind of shrug that off as like, oh, she's a kid
Yeah.
she's a kid. They're in a post-apocalyptic world. Who's got time to think about that and shit like that? But there were people way back then that were even like questioning that.
Hmm.
I remember podcast two that way back 10 years ago that I was listening to, where Colin Moriarty, the guy that we listened to on the way to the Blink 182 concert, he was all like, I wonder if Ellie's gay, if Ellie's a lesbian.
Hmm.
There's enough there to insinuate to not not full blown evidence, but there's enough breadcrumbs there that you could be like, I could
Yeah.
kind of see that. And
Yeah.
sure enough, that ended up being a big thing. The first, the first of many Last of Us outrage. Ellie being a lesbian. That was the very first thing.
It's just a
The
thing. That's like all it
man
is.
man babies that were outraged that they could not pedophile Ellie anymore because she's not interested in us.
Okay, the
Yeah,
thing I have to say to them, like, one, you, and with
disgusting,
my
right?
point is still you, but also, like, she's not real.
She's not real. She's 14. If she was real, you disgusting. Oh, dude, I'll never get over like seeing pictures, pictures that people have done of like Ellie, like with makeup and stuff, like all prettified. It's like this is how Ellie should look, and it's just like, what are we doing here? What is wrong with you people? What's wrong with you?
This is like people being mad that Aloy, a hunter and survivor, has muscles.
It's the same crowd, dude. They
Oh, yeah.
just
Oh, yeah.
like it is because Last of Us Part Two, you know, they mauled that thing, and then Horizon Forbidden West came out a year and a half later, and then they moved on to that shit.
Hmm.
They like it's the same fucking crowd,
It's toxic
and
gamers being toxic gamers.
it's toxic gamers being toxic gamers, and I don't know. Maybe this could be a little bit more like, what's the word? Um, what's the word when you are like wow, my brain today. When you are um when you're thinking, oh, this is a little bit conspiracy
Mm-hmm.
ness. Um but there's enough there that I'll say it that I do think the last couple years there has been a hate brigade for a lot of Sony PlayStation IPs.
Mm-hmm.
Um because Sony is a brand that or I'm sorry, PlayStation is a brand that at least their content creators, their developers and stuff
Mm-hmm.
want to tell stories with LGBT and
Mm-hmm.
want to tell stories with women, you know, with strong women, not just pretty women. You know, every woman is pretty in their own right, but like
Mm-hmm.
not somebody who is giant chested and pretty fi and you know, we've had decades of games like that and you know, PlayStation has kind of been pushing for more realism and more naturalistic looking, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And there has been a lot of pushback on that. And it kind of sucks because um, I was watching this, and I'm really going off on a tangent now. I was watching this centrist podcast with with a guy I follow. So he was on the show as a guest for the centrist pocket, and he's a David Jaffe. He's actually a former retired video game creator. He made God of War, the
Mm-hmm.
original one, and he made Twisted Metal. So and now he's a YouTuber. And he dude's insane. A
Yeah.
lot of his dude's fucking. I do like about him is his politics. His politics at the very least. So I was listening to a lot of his I was listening to a lot of his stances, on trans right. He has a trans son,
Mm-hmm.
um, and he was just arguing with these people. One of the ladies was uh, a Christian, and
Okay.
so that was her problem with trans. Um, and they were just kind of going back and forth, and then they were talking about how in video games and PlayStation's the biggest culprit here are really pushing this narrative of having these people like they were talking about Starfield. So Starfield I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent.
I'm
Um
listening.
but it's important. I think this shit
Yeah.
this shit like this is important.
I agree
So
with you.
Starfield, yeah. So Starfield had a coffee cup
Mm-hmm.
that said something along the lines of uh basically they had pronouns.
Mm-hmm.
They had pronouns like my pronouns are they them or something like that. It was a coffee cup that said that. This this YouTuber right wing crazy fucking nutcase dude lost his shit screaming. It was all over Twitter, it was all over Reddit. It was fucking cringy and I hate that word, but it was ridiculous. It was like mentally like estranged. Like you were completely like you had no reason whatsoever for you to have a reaction like that. Regardless if you're not if you don't believe in pronouns, you still shouldn't have a reaction like that. So they
Mm-hmm.
were discussing that. They were just discussing that, and it's just really sad to. They were talking about why politics are so prevalent now, and David Jaffe kind of said like something along the lines, well, it kind of really started with the creation of 3D games. With 3D games, you're able to tell bolder stories, more interesting
Mm-hmm.
narratives, and he's like, and you have to also understand that in the that video games are art form. The arts are very have a lot of uh,
Provocative.
uh yes, thank you. A lot of progressive people working in there, and these are the stories they want to tell. And if you have a problem with it, you you make your own fucking video game company and you put out whatever shit you want to put out. And so it was kind of back and forth. I didn't like it got into some crazy ass. things. There was a lot of eye rolly stuff and stuff that like genuinely made me upset.
Mm-hmm.
Um, s- uh, as somebody who used to be not super Christian, but or Catholic, but religious enough. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just the idea of this fucking YouTube lady using religion as a way to kind of bash on transphobia, or I'm sorry, to bash on trans rights and everything like that was really disgusting. So yeah, my
Real quick, because you mentioned Starfield.
yes.
One of my favorite things from those transphobes is someone got upset about it, and so they removed all pronouns from the game, unintentionally making everybody non-binary.
Congratulations. You
That
fucking
was a
got
full
God.
blown fucking mod.
So
Itself in confusion.
So back to my point. There is, in my opinion, a kind of witch huntian going on with a lot of PlayStation games where they are overly scrutinized for having things that should just be the norm at this point. Or and that's not me saying every single game needs to have
Mm-hmm.
uh normal looking women, or like big chested women can't be in video games, or or you can't have a white protagonist or anything like that. I'm not saying that at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that there's so many games out there, and we as humans are all completely different. None of us fucking look the same at all. So there's nothing wrong with
I mean,
everybody
to
being showcased in games.
to your point, Final Fantasy VII, very Asian game by a
Yeah.
very Asian company. Like,
Yes.
I imagine on initial release, Cloud was Japanese, and that was in the canon in the Japanese release and how Cloud was developed. Cloud's white. A big part of
Yeah.
Tifa's character is sexuality and
Yes.
sexualization,
Yes.
and that's one of your favorite games.
I love that game. I love that game. And my other favorite game of all time is Last of Us, specifically part 2, that
Mm-hmm.
has white people, black people, cisgender, trans people, gay people, bisexual people, because you know what, those fucking people exist, and it's okay to have those people too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it comes down to like in your video game, is your character going to be male or political?
Yeah. So good say.
So Ellie's gay.
Nothing. Yeah, Ellie's gay. Everybody.
Ellie's also melting, but she's still gay.
Yes, very much, very much.
Yeah. Although every black person in this died.
In this game.
Yeah. Marlene, Riley, Sam's brother, I forget his name.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah.
But then again, everybody died.
I was gonna say everybody except for 2 people died in the game, so it's not because Sarah died, Tess died, the
Who was
fucking
Sarah? Oh, his daughter.
Bill didn't die. Dave died.
Tommy didn't die.
Bill, another gay character.
Yeah, yeah.
I forget that sometimes, but yeah, Bill, another
Yeah.
gay character.
I mean, honestly, like that's the progress I want. That it's like, oh yeah, he's gay.
Yeah. So Left Behind. Oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Left Behind. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think I was talking about this in winter with the beginning Ellie parts of just like the gunplay and introducing challenges just by way of availability of stuff. Left Behind was that on steroids.
Yeah, for real. It's so funny when we talked about that in the podcast. I was like, "Oh, Wendy's gonna, they're gonna really like, they're gonna like Left Behind, at least for a gameplay aspect.
Yeah.
They're gonna enjoy that."
Yeah. What? So I talked a little. I'm assuming you watched the whole credits and me
I
talking
did.
through them. Would you, your opinion on what I was saying, like if there's an A line and a B line, I will generally gravitate towards one and inherently want less of the other.
Yes. Which I'm really interested now in you saying that. Um very tiny spoiler. I'm very curious what your opinion will be about part 2 now because part 2 has that. So, I won't say anything else about it, but I'm very curious to see how
Okay.
how that affects you going forward.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I I don't. Oh, and so to answer your question about how did I feel about that? I don't know. I don't agree myself. You kind of summed it up in your way, the best way you could. I think is that you said that that's more of a you thing.
Hmm.
Um, Me, I don't have a problem. One of my favorite one of my favorite movies of all time is Pulp Fiction, and that kind of thing is kind of all over the place in the way it's told, back and forth.
That's
Um,
different though.
it's not because things are told out of order. They all serve to the singular story, just like Left Behind does. Um, it's just told out of order.
I feel like it's a difference in frequency because in Pulp Fiction, it's whatever's on the screen is what you're having to focus on right now, and you're not being taken out of and immediately shuffled back to. You're not
Say that
being
again. I'm sorry.
like
Can you repeat that?
in Pulp Fiction. I feel like my focus isn't being juggled, whereas in what I'm talking about, it's oh we're here, oh we're back, oh we're
Oh,
yeah
okay. I think I get what you're saying. So Pulp Fiction is kind of told in like chapters, like
yeah
chunk. It's
yeah
not back and forth.
yeah
Okay. Okay. I can, you know what then? Then I can respect that. I'm fine with it still as long as it's done well,
yeah.
but I can see your point.
And like for me
Yeah.
too, like that is it's not even a knock on Left Behind or anything that does that. It's just a point of consideration for my enjoyment.
I didn't take it as a
Yeah.
knock. I didn't take it as you saying, "Oh, this is
Yeah.
I'm not enjoying this." I took it as you kind of saying like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm more invested in what's happening here than in what's happening here." And although I'm enjoying what's happening here, part of me wants to go back here
Yeah.
because I'm enjoying it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
fine.
also
That's
like
totally fine.
I'm not entitled to Naughty Dog making a game to my taste. So like if that's what they want to do, cool. I will still enjoy the experience.
That's why I like Naughty Dog because they don't give a fuck what their fans want. They're gonna tell the story they want to tell, and I respect them for it. Maybe it'll come a day where I don't like the story that they tell, but they haven't let me down yet. So, as long as they keep true to what they want to do, which is tell, narrative storytelling, to the best of their ability, um, I'm sign me the fuck up.
Counter to Naughty Dog not giving a fuck. Naughty Dog knows that they can not give a fuck because that they knows that their audience or they know that their audience will give a fuck anyways. The kind of stories that they want to tell are the ones that will be interesting to people.
Uh-oh, I lost you. Oh, okay, you're back. Woo! That scared me. You like completely froze.
All right.
You were making a great face too. You were like,
All right. So question, because you're
yeah.
in with the Last of Us fandom and you've played all of this a billion times.
Yeah.
How many people go through every pun in the pun book like I did?
There's a trophy for it, so I gotta imagine a lot.
I didn't get a trophy for that.
It didn't pop for you?
I don't think so. I'm looking at my achievements. Complete Left
Am I
Behind.
wrong? Am I wrong? Oh, you know what? I think the pun book is for part one. Hearing all
Okay.
of Ellie's joke. Okay,
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
getting it mixed up. The
Yeah.
trophy is for wearing all the masks, which you actually talked about in your stream. You liked the one that you left, which was the bird, and you're like, I'm not changing it. I don't. There's probably achievement for this, but I don't care. And I was laughing. I was like, there isn't there is a trophy for it.
Uh-huh.
But hey, you do you.
Yeah. Um, I do feel like though in my gameplay, like there was a Wendy gets it moment, and when I was like in the bookstore and I saw that there were infected and there were raiders or whatever they call themselves,
Yeah.
and I just threw the brick. Like I feel like that was a this gameplay has clicked for Wendy moment.
Yeah. Yes.
I was real proud of that too.
And good on you towards the end using the infected to
Yeah.
attack the enemies.
Yeah.
There's more of that in part 2 and it's very satisfying.
Yeah. Although, like, again, with my because like I'm always experimenting in a game. Um, I felt real bad for putting Ellie in the electric water. Like, I just
Yeah, I saw you save and I'm like, they're not gonna do what I think they're gonna do, are they? And sure enough, you did. You jumped right in.
yeah.
And I was actually curious because you were like, that wouldn't work. And I'm like, I wonder, because I don't know this. I was like, how far does it go? And it's like, oh, okay, about 20 feet um from where it's from the source. So I don't know if Ellie was 20 feet, but I'll they're probably right on that.
Counterpoint: Ellie was already grounded,
Oh, okay.
and
Well,
it
there
was
you go.
only up to her like knees. It wouldn't go through her heart, far from her brain,
Yeah, but she's so small. She's so low to the ground. She's so tiny and frail.
but it was up to her knees.
Yeah, but since she's immune to the virus, her heart is probably down in her, her knee.
Yeah, they didn't need to remove her brain; just do an X-ray.
They just needed to do like an ACL repair, and there's like, oh, there's the heart.
Why is there a kneecap in her torso?
Right? Like, oh man. We should probably, after we get this shit, after we cure the world, we should probably figure out what's going on with this kid.
But yeah, like, so to that end though, if I remember right, I did that because everything else I was trying wouldn't work when demonstrably it should have.
I disagree. You were so fixated on this should work.
Uh-huh.
You were trying to jump from that middle thing that you pulled out to this tiny little ledge, and yeah, it could kind of work in theory. It might. You're blurry, by the way. It might work, but it makes so much more sense just to open the goddamn door thing and wedge it under. You're better now.
Yeah, but sure. I'm not saying that, like, that other way shouldn't work. I'm saying what I did should be an avenue of completion. Because it was like right fucking up on there. She could have stepped. She could have stepped.
This is what I deal with, people. This is my best friend. This is the type of bullshit I deal with.
And then like
because if you did this, and this, it should work. Look at it. Look at what I'm saying.
And am I wrong?
In the video game, yes, you're wrong because there's only one way to do it. But in real life, no, it would probably have worked the way you were doing it. It would have been harder.
She doesn't even have
to
jump.
It would have been harder.
She doesn't even have to jump and land. She could just grab the ledge like she fucking always does.
She only has one jump in her, Wendy.
What?
Because you jump from the one to the thing you pulled out, and then when you would jump again, she'd be like,
Also, okay, so
it's like you used your one jump.
Also, like in my brain too, that was a very thin door that's not going to support weight. Like that was, I think, a thing in the back of my head.
Yeah, I thought you would get it right away, because you tried it without it and you dropped, and I'm like, okay, that's going to tell them to lift the thing up and to put it under.
No, I thought I fucked it up. I thought I fucked up on the jump.
No, no, no. Like you did it. You did it right. I the f- the first time I remember the first time doing that, and it was in 2014 because I didn't play Left Behind on the when I originally played Last of Us because my cousin didn't have it. I ended up playing it when I got my PS4
Hmm.
in April of 2014. Oh, not April. I think it came out in September 2014. So it was bundled with the remastered
Hmm.
for free. So that's when I played it. Anyways, I did it right the first time. Like I didn't even try walking on the door.
Right, right.
So, so I did it right the first time where I just put it under the door and then went under and I was fine. It wasn't until this most recent time where I was kind of like speed running through it where I opened up the door and I didn't forget to put the thing under it and then it fell and I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. I didn't know I could fall through the door thing like that." So yeah, I don't know what's going on with your camera.
Neither do I.
Yeah, do you want to take a break and check it out?
Nah, I just turned on manual focus. There we go.
Okay. Yeah.
It
So that's
was
good.
autofocus was fucking it up.
Yeah. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
Um. Oh, hey, I have filters.
Ooh, so fancy. You know,
Anyways,
that's probably a good mood for Last of Us, you know, just black and white, very
yeah,
dark and dreary and
yeah.
everything is sad and
Um,
depressing.
but anyways, still in that section, that stalker fight,
Yeah, what'd you think of it?
that was fun. How did I fuck up? I got into the water and thought I could get on top of the truck. Is that right?
I just think it came on you without you realizing how fast it was, and it just kind of started hitting you from the back.
Mm-hmm.
And because you're Ellie, you can't run very fast, and you were in the water, so you were
Yeah,
moving slower as it is. So it was kind of just punching the shit out of the back of your head.
yeah. But my run, run, no. As soon as I realized they were
Yeah,
coming at me,
yeah, yeah,
uh,
exactly.
I
It was
did
like,
feel
oh shit.
I did feel very smart when I saw the rings in the water, so I knew I could know where they were.
And that was something I haven't noticed before. That's pretty cool.
I
You
mean,
know, nice attention to detail on your part.
of the two of us, like I think I'm
Yeah,
gonna notice the details.
yeah, I think so.
Um, but yeah, that was real cool. So that was like a sample of what happened in the sewer. I'm still so disappointed that footage got fucked up.
Me too, man. But you know what? We had to lose that section so that you know so that you could all your videos going forward, knock on wood, are gonna be good. So if that's the price, then oh well.
Yeah, just wait till it gets more complicated. We'll cover that later.
Yeah, with all the
We'll cover
yeah.
that
Anyways,
later.
yeah. I was gonna say. Anyways, yeah.
Okay, looking at the videos too. My video titles, some of them I was really, really proud of. No game developers.
That was because of me.
Yeah.
I was like, when I read it, I was like, what is he talking like? What like they didn't do it. They didn't do that on purpose, or they didn't do that on accident. They're pretty good with their
So you
spelling
had to have
and the
the you got to have the realization too that I was teasing you.
that it was me. It was me.
Although I was real proud, I think in the one before that, of my
When was
editing.
that one?
Huh?
Which one was that one?
We got a word for that in English, but just like whatever video it was, where like I was like, "Hey, editing Wendy, get rid of this," and editing Wendy was like, "No,"
No.
like Rorschach, "No."
Yeah. No.
I thought that
I
that
like
was real funny.
I like when snarky editing Wendy comes out. It's
Yeah,
always a good time. It's always going to
yeah,
be a good video when we see them.
yeah. It's snarky yellow text is what it is, um, and yeah, I was just real amused. Uh, I write jokes for myself.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do
That's
what I think
cute.
is funny.
That's cute. But this is for you for the most part. It's for
Yeah,
me too, but
yeah.
it's mostly for you.
I mean,
So
honestly, like
feel
we're
free.
best friends, and you're my best friend for who I am. So I'm just gonna be me with you.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be authentic.
But
It
yeah,
wouldn't be a true best friendship.
exactly, exactly. So was I not the first person to compare Left Behind to Dead Rising?
I'm sure you're not because they came out relatively close to one another. So
Yeah, but just
yeah,
Zombie
I
Mall.
yeah, yeah. So I can't be. I'm sure you're not the first one, but yeah, I got what you were saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, Dawn of the Dead came out a few years before that. Movie also took place in a mall. The
I'm not big on
majority of
the
it, anyway.
horror genre,
I
or
know.
yeah, so I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm telling you.
Um, Left for Dead 2, I think starts off in a mall if I remember right.
Did it have a mall section? I don't remember. It's been
Yeah,
so long
because
since I played that one.
Ellis drives the car out of there,
Okay,
and it's the escape.
gotcha. Okay.
Um, but yeah, uh, hearing those military folks um talk about it, and like hearing their voice tapes, that really sold the old world a lot too, and like the crumbling of the old world.
Right?
Um, what'd you think though about how I was saying how it recontextualized part one? Because like I don't actually believe that Marlene was close with Ellie anymore.
Oh, um, yeah. I don't think Marlene was. The TV series touches on it more, but I don't think it's a spoiler to say that Marlene watched Ellie a lot from afar.
Yeah,
That Marlene, like they were known of each other, but it wasn't like Marlene was not like
yeah,
you said in the video a second mom.
yeah,
Like she was taking care of Ellie in the best way she could, and the best way she knew how to take care of Ellie was not to have her be a firefly, but to actually put her into
yeah.
the institution, the military institution or whatever. Um, so yeah, I'm with you on that.
And she
Um,
totally misrepresented herself then in part one.
yeah, I won't go so far as to say she misrepresented herself. I think the guilt she felt about what she was gonna do to Ellie was more about the promise she made to Ellie's mom and how
Hmm.
close she was to Ellie's mom, more so than how close she was to Ellie in itself.
I'd
I think it
like
was
to
more about
highlight we're talking about Marlene's motivations, not Naughty Dog's fuck up.
I don't think it's a fuck up.
No, 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 no. The framing that we're using, we're talking about Marlene as a person with true motivations,
Right.
not Naughty Dog's fuck up. So like, this is me saying Naughty Dog, good job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Um,
got okay, okay.
yeah,
So we're pretty much
yeah,
arguing the same thing then.
yeah.
Got it.
But
Okay,
just
okay,
like
okay.
in part one, the vibe that I got was Marlene represented herself as taking care of Ellie and raising Ellie.
And I think that's intentional on the first playthrough, and it's not
Yeah,
until like Left Behind where you were like where you kind of get that extra. It's all like,
yeah,
oh, okay,
yeah. So Marlene lied to Joel, is what I'm saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was trying really hard when we were arguing about that to like because a lot of people's first interaction with the first part is like, fuck Joel, what the hell, not everybody, but
Hmm.
and so I kind of tried to dance around like, hey, you know, um, Joel was wrong and evil, and that was a very selfish thing to do. But it's not. This game isn't black and white.
Yeah.
It's gray. It's gray as fuck,
Hmm.
and there's each side is not completely pure white and noble in this.
Yeah.
There's fuck ups on both parts. That's all I was
Yeah.
getting at, kind of thing.
I still
Yeah.
stand by saying Joel was not wrong. I'll concede that Joel being selfish is valid, but yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it's not right or wrong. It's not
yeah.
about right or wrong. And I'm using wrong for lack of a better word. I don't mean that I think Joel was in the wrong for doing that. There's some people that do think that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just layered that Joel was doing what he thought was best for himself. Um,
Mm-hmm.
he, it was a selfish thing to do, but I can empathize and sympathize with what he did while also still calling him a monster for the amount of people that he brutally murdered in that
Yeah.
event. That event. So that's why I love the ending so much because it's layered and it's interesting and it's not black and white. It's very much there's a lot there for something as simple as it is. There's a lot there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it is a narratively mm, well told story already, but it is a
Yeah.
well executed one.
I agree. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, seeing everything with Riley though, and like,
I was just going to
yeah,
talk about that.
yeah,
Left Behind is very much is I think what makes it interesting and at least it if not a must play, a once play, at least play it once to see this kind of thing. Um is the relationship between Ellie and Riley.
mm-hmm.
So like, tell me your thoughts about it.
Yeah. So I mean, what I was about to say, like, with how in the end of part one, Ellie told how she got infected, and like that, oh shit, this is that story being told moment.
Yeah.
Um, and then the joke I made, I think in that water truck area, the oh, it's like poetry, it rhymes.
Yes.
I bet you can perfectly envision the clip of George Lucas saying that.
Yep, 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 yep. It's like, okay.
um, but I was right.
Sure.
um, and kind of like seeing it as, in the flashback sequence, Ellie couldn't save Riley, and but this is to save Joel.
Hmm.
And like, even though it's not directly acknowledged, kind of a not repeating failures type thing, and just like how desperate Ellie is to ensure that doesn't happen again. Like she
You're saying it's not completely knowledge. I think it's absolutely acknowledged the way that it comes.
explicitly, I'd say.
I think it is. I think it is. Well, maybe not explicitly, but I think it's very on the nose of the way it cuts back and forth.
Yeah,
You know, uh,
it's in the subtext, I'd say.
yes, okay, sure.
Yeah.
We're
Um,
these are semantics. We're
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It's not Ellie saying, Joel, this happened once before with my best friend Riley when we went and we lit up the mall and she got bit and we both got bit. So I'm not going to let that happen again. Ellie doesn't say that.
That sounds like the best Zack Snyder directed movie ever.
Has Zack Snyder become a hack?
Zack Snyder's been a hack for a while. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of his movies. And I don't
I think the
yeah.
last thing I saw of his was The Social Network.
Oh no, that's David Fincher, my friend. Zack Snyder is responsible for um Batman versus Superman and Justice League Dawn of Justice and Man of Steel and Dawn of the Dead and what's that super sexist movie that he did? What is it called?
300.
Oh yeah, he did 300.
Okay, yeah, he's a very on the nose director.
That's why I said when you were saying, I was like, yeah, if there's no subtext there whatsoever, he will he will tell you where is it?
Yeah,
Did they like
Suicide
hide it?
Squad.
Sucker Punch.
Okay.
Sucker Punch. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. Don't care
Yeah.
for him.
Don't care. Yeah.
Um. But yeah. So like, just having that poetry. Um.
Yeah.
um.
It's in the little things.
Yeah.
It's what's nice about that. It's nice about that scene, like you just said, is Ellie's not explaining to Joel. It's
Mhm.
it's all she the only thing she's talking about, she's like, I've done this before, I can do this. And that's more reassuring to
Mhm.
herself kind of thing.
Mhm.
And there's no, and we understand after seeing, the events that unfolded with Riley, why is she so desperate to not be alone. They even talk about in part one a lot that what is Ellie's greatest fear is being alone.
Mhm.
Um, and that's elevated by because of the events of Riley, and it's shown why she, the desperation of needing to save Joel.
Yep. Um. And yeah, just also seeing like the complexity behind it. Honestly, like this is not a story that any developer could tell either.
Yeah.
With the nuance and intricacies and care that needs to be done to not
Mm.
get too ham-fisted, too on the nose, etc.,
Yeah.
etc. So they did a good job with that.
They did.
Like with just like how and with Ellie's retelling and oh, this is what happened with my best friend at the end of part one,
Yeah.
like that. Okay, that was her best friend, and they got bit, and it's like okay, that's what it is. And oh no, that's a complex relationship with
Yeah.
conflicting motivations.
Yeah. The whole the snake bite of love comes back again, comes back into the storytelling,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Ellie got her first kiss.
She did. She did.
Was that
And what a
immediately interrupted by infected? Am I remembering the timeline right?
yes, they kiss, and then they hear infected knock over shit. They look over, then they see like several of them coming out because
Yeah.
they heard the radio playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Yep.
why I'm always afraid of just.
Happiness, happiness, pain.
That's why I'm always afraid of making noise in this game.
No, I get it, but again, they're those Naughty Dogs, they're pretty good at making sure that you do not have to crouch through the entirety of the game.
Yeah. Although I think I said this, I did crouch a lot more in Left Behind because Ellie was on her own. So
narratively,
narratively
it totally made sense, and I was 100% with you
and
because I did the
mechanically,
same
I
thing.
don't have a
Yeah,
partner to tell me, "Hey, I'm crouching right now. You should
get
be
down.
crouching
Yeah,
too."
yeah.
Yeah.
They still let you know, like you'll
Yeah.
hear the sound in the distance, or
Yeah.
Ellie will say something, but it's still I'm with you. I'm with you. Ellie
Hmm.
being 14 years old at this
And
point,
tiny.
is
She's tiny for a 14-year-old too.
she's tiny. She's little. She's malnourished.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I was totally like, you protect that precious thing, that
Until I jump her
Wendy.
into the electric water.
Yeah, yeah, not a fan.
I safe scummed that.
You did. And I knew what you were doing. I know. I said it earlier, but as soon as I saw you save scum, I was like, you motherfucker! Don't you dare! Don't you
I'm
fucking
always
dare!
experimenting. How many of my deaths came from me saying, I wonder if this will work?
Yep, yep, yep. I know. I know. But not to Ellie, not poor little innocent Ellie.
I would put Aaron in the same situation.
I don't believe you.
I would experiment with Aaron.
You do a lot of things to Aerith, but I don't think you'd put her in harm's way.
She is adorable.
I know.
I would not do that to Brianna White.
No, I don't think you would. I would hope not.
I will.
My first question would be like, Wendy, why do you have Brianna White in your in your house.
Wendy,
That would be
what's
my.
with the random pool you suddenly have in the toaster? It'd be like a kiddie pool.
Yeah. Oh my god. We have
Anyways,
fun. We have
yeah.
fun.
So that whole truck segment is kind of what stood out to me as like the, I guess, pinnacle moment of that whole thing.
That's probably my favorite current, and I say current because they're both like told kind of in the past, but that's my favorite current moment.
Yeah.
I love the whole past section. I love all the stuff with Riley just because it's all storytelling. It's
Yeah.
all character driven, and I'm a sucker for that shit.
Yeah, and I mean, you know me, like, even in Undertale, it's all mechanics. But like
Yeah.
cinematics,
Yes.
to me, it's like cool. You rendered a scene and got some
Yeah.
voice actors.
Mhm.
It's more than the sum of its parts for you. It's less than the sum of its parts for me.
That's fine.
But just like mechanically and narratively and all that, like how suspicious I was, and like
It's a good section.
how I pretty much called out exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Also, fucking trying to climb on that truck and trying to grab the item.
For a hot minute there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it though.
Yeah.
That was totally fun to watch, and in no way absolutely like wanting to skip, because I don't skip any of your stuff. I watch every stupid thing you do.
Yeah, like
But
the time I
you
fought
were-
Roche with a racing wheel.
That is your best moment. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, but you watched it at least twice me saying your eyes are like materia.
I did. I think I've watched that part like 4 times at this point.
I told you that I showed that to my partner, right?
You did.
They were rolling.
It's at the very least, it's a very windy thing to do, and it's a very well done windy thing.
Yeah, and you said it is one of my top 3 most windy moments.
I gotta say, is that your most watched video? I'm very curious if that's your most watched, just because we've had it on the podcast, we've shown it to other people.
Most watched 4 most watched videos are Struggle Bus. Most watched video is Final Fantasy 7. And yes, it is that video.
Cringe wins again.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of it is my most watched videos are me doing me things. Like
Yeah.
The next one after that is the one where, remember how I named the video where the whispers attack and then everything changed when Organization 13 attacked? And I put in the description they attacked with a cannon.
Yes.
My most watched video is the one where my intro was me saying, "Hey, go check this out. Hey, why?" And then me playing "Fuck."
You cut out. I lost you.
As it zoomed in.
I lost you.
And then me playing the audio clip of you going "Fuck you" while I zoomed in on cannon.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So those are my 2 most watched game videos.
Those ones were really good. Those are top 2 for me too. That, and then the one where you lost your audio and then you did your yellow text for a lot of it. And there was another one where you kind of narrated over what was happening.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that one too. That one was a lot of fun.
I think my favorite one is the one where I tried to play Final Fantasy VII Remake and it didn't happen. And I made the audio, like at one point when the audio started playing and actually being able to be heard, but it still wasn't playing and recording, I made the audio super fucking crunchy, but slowly ramped into it.
Yep.
And I went insane and I broke my USB-C cable for my gaming headset. I couldn't even play. It was a descent into madness.
It was a bad time. It was a real bad time. Oh man, Final Fantasy VII was fun. You know,
I'm thinking of playing it soon. Getting back in.
good.
Because I still need to beat hard
Well,
mode.
you have October, November, December. You have 5 months before Rebirth comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is one. If our schedules line up, that I would really love for us to do together. You
Yeah.
know, experience it together for the first time.
Yeah.
We do. You know, hopefully Rebirth is like it's going to be a little harder to do. It's going to be harder to do because of the openy worldness of it. So for us to do like caps, um, but you have an idea?
I have a counterpoint.
What's that?
It's going to be a lot easier to do because I'm not 9 hours ahead of you.
Well, it's going to be easier, but I'm thinking more of along the lines of like, okay, our cap is chapter 2, and then I guess we'll just have to do everything. Everything that is available in that stage. Because my thought process was like, oh, did you fight that? Or you talk about fighting this thing
Yeah.
that you found, and I'm like, I didn't do that. Or like me saying, oh, I experienced this thing, and you're like, oh, I didn't experience that. So I guess we'll just have to do it all.
I mean, that's what I was going to do, anyways.
I know.
Glowy chest, the friend.
And I would probably do it too, because that's what I did with Remake. I did everything, but
Yeah.
From some things that I've heard, it's very exciting. It's very exciting. You know, I won't tell you because I'm sure you want to go in. Like nothing spoilery.
Mhm.
I know an answer to a question you've asked me about Rebirth. You know, I don't know if you want me to tell you
What
about
was the
it.
question?
About the open worldness.
Oh, is it spoilery?
It's not spoilery.
Yeah, go ahead.
So it's basically gonna be like how it was in 7, where you had chunks.
Oh, you've told me this already.
Yeah, but I did?
Yeah.
No. It's not like Final Fantasy 16 where it's like open zones. Do you remember back in Final Fantasy? Well, of course you do. In 7, where you could only explore this part at a time until you got a certain thing, and then you could explore more, and then you got a certain thing, and then you could explore more,
Do
and
you
then you
mean
got a
in
certain thing.
Midgar or in the world map?
I'm talking about the world map.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. So it's going to be like that where it's completely open world, but you need certain things to get through to the open world. And once you have those things, everything is connected. You can go anywhere.
I mean, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas did that.
Yeah,
And
I'm
that's
just
an
saying
open
that
world game, so I'm
I'm
cool
just
with it.
saying that they are basically doing exactly how it was in 7, where
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm censoring. We know you would need the Doom buggy thing,
Yeah.
or the submarine,
Or the Chocobo to get past the
or the
serpent.
chocobo to get past it. These are all things that you need. Yeah. So it's all connected. It's all open world. However, there are territories that are not available to you until you progress in the story and get through. But it's all connected. It's not open zones that are locked behind like loading screens and shit or whatever.
I just had a realization, and I'm sorry that I'm not sorry.
Oh no.
So the serpent is supposed to be a filter for you can't move past here without Chocobo. And then you
Yes.
fight the serpent.
Yes.
I'm gonna beat the serpent.
On the first try?
No, not on the first try. But I'm not gonna progress until I beat the serpent.
Windy. No, you know what? I have a feeling that they're gonna make it that you have to defeat the serpent. I have a feeling that they're gonna they're gonna do that because the serpent's such a big.
Yeah, but the serpent gets killed by Sephiroth.
One of the serpents gets killed
Oh,
Sephiroth, but the one that is chasing you is not the same
I
circle.
misremembered.
That's okay. You haven't played that part since you were a kid.
Yeah.
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 I've played it more recently than you, so it's still a
Yeah.
little bit fresher in my
I
mind,
mean,
even
I've
though I've only
technically
played
played
it
it
once.
more recently, but I haven't played that part more
You
recently.
got all the way up to Midgar, yeah.
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 I'm not pausing it. I just want to check something real quick. I'll be
Go
right
for it.
back.
No worries. I will.
Okay, so I did an international move, so I don't know where half my fucking shit is.
Yeah.
So, uh, um, couldn't find it. But you know how it took me so fucking long to play Final Fantasy VII Remake while I had a PS4? I was gonna bring that after I came and visited in 2021. I bought it while I was in Europe from a GameStop, and I still never played it. And I never played it until like mid 2022 when we started this whole bullshit.
That is the most windiest thing I've ever
Like, I
heard.
physically had the disc. And
You
I don't know
never
where it
told
is
me.
now.
You never told me this. You bought it already for the PlayStation 4,
Yes,
and you just didn't play it.
correct. Same with Persona 5 on the PS4 and Persona 5 Royal on the Switch.
Why are you the way that you are?
Why are you this way? Why are you this fucking way?
Fucking way! Well, as annoying as that is, Windy, and that's really fucking annoying, it worked out because we got
we're doing
this out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're doing this.
You're
and
welcome.
This is shut the fuck up. And this is not because of you. This is like one of the best things that I've done in a really long time. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, you got to see your best friend become an absolute simp.
Oh yeah, it was great. I got to bond with my best friend over something that I really cherish and something that
They?
I'm sorry, they. I was doing so good.
You had one fuck
I
up
was
already.
Damn it. One thing that they cherish a lot too, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the pits of depression while I was in Europe, though, so I'll call it even.
Fair. Okay.
Anyways, yeah. So we talked about it, but not extensively. That final fight was a lot of fun because it's Ellie with a gun and a bow, and I don't know that there's more ammo, and I don't know that there's a rifle, and like what you were seeing me do in a little bit was like how I play Elden Ring. A lot of the most hated bosses are the ones that just kind of like can really fuck you up in a pretty cheap way. And I love those because it's all about execution. It's all about knowing exactly their attacks, how to see their telegraphing, knowing when to get your licks in, and how many times you can hit them, and just like what you're seeing was me doing exactly that, and how I have fun playing video games. It's all mechanics and skill and ability, and that was
It's
a fun
memorization.
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's memorization and skill. It's I've died enough times to know this is gonna happen this way, so I need to be prepared for that. I need
Yep.
to do this, this, and
Yep.
this things to make sure that things go well.
Yeah, like you saw me. My routine until I changed my tactics was run up the stairs, kill the two guys, watch out for the guy who comes up the stairs behind me. No one else will come in front of me, and just like execute well.
Yeah,
Get good.
get good. Pretty much.
Yeah. Um,
It was a lot of fun to watch for sure.
yeah. That is how I really enjoy approaching video games.
It was a lot
this.
of fun to see you not get frustrated too.
I don't really
Not
get that kind of frustrated.
I do. I do very much.
Hmm.
I get very frustrated. Um which is why I'm not a huge Souls fan.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. There was a
Um,
TV that broke due to Bloodborne. So, yeah. Not a controller, a TV, a television.
was this the one that you said you broke while cleaning it?
Yep.
Oh, you fucking liar.
I was ashamed, dude. I was so ashamed. I was ashamed as fuck. Yeah, this is the one that I said that I was scrubbing it really hard and I pushed too hard and what actually happened is I died while playing Bloodborne and I went fuck and I threw it at the ground and it bounced a perfect bounce and hit the TV. That's what happened.
I don't think I've ever thrown a controller, at least out of anger. Like,
I have.
throwing a controller, clearly, throwing a controller to a person as like your turn, or just like jokingly doing it, but making sure it's going to hit a couch cushion or something.
Yeah.
I just don't get frustrated. I did you ever look up Getting Over It?
Getting over what?
The game Getting Over It.
No.
Okay. Markiplier has a entertaining playthrough of it. It's 5 playlists long. It's a rage game. It's
okay.
meant to piss people off, and I never rage quit it. Like, I stopped playing because I was like, okay, I just fucked up, and just like, whatever, I'm tired of this right now, but I'll come back. And I beat the game, and I didn't actually like swear at it.
Yeah.
That's my depression at work, because it's always my fault.
Mm.
So I don't get mad at the game.
Aw. I just want to hug you. But I still get angry. Like there was a couple times with Undertale that I was swearing. I don't throw things anymore though,
Yeah.
because these are very expensive and there's a lot of tech in these things.
Yeah.
It's just not worth. It's just not
that's
worth it.
cool.
Oh, I haven't showed you this one yet?
No, you showed me the PS5 covers.
Yeah, I love the shit out of this. Just the symbiote, just taking over the controller. I think it's so fucking cool. I love it to death. Yeah, I'm playing Spider-Man right now, the first game. So this is so I'm rocking the controller.
Anyways, back to Left Behind. I have one of my videos up and I'm just scrubbing through so that way I can like, oh, this happened, blah 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 blah.
Okay.
Is Riley related to Marlene? Like not just skin color, but facial structure and hair type. Okay.
No.
Is that a theory that's been talked about already?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think if that was the case, that would be a really dumb thing for Naughty Dog to omit in the game.
Yeah.
For them to not bring up at any point.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I think we've kind of covered Left Behind now.
Yeah, Left Behind is relatively short and it's really just about the characterization of Riley and Ellie and their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's going to happen, so it's not like it's like a big twist at the end. It's just about watching it play out and just the kind of the sorrowness and the disappointment of.
I would say their characterization, but also as a sub aspect, that characterization as a framing for Ellie's relationship with Joel too.
Right. I was leading to that. Yeah. No, you're just rude and you have to cut me off while I'm,
That's
I
how
don't.
it's
I'm.
been for 15 fucking years. You don't get to point that out. This is what we've always
I
done.
I am tired
I
of
can't hear you,
being.
so you're wrong.
I'm tired of being abused
I
and
can't.
betrayed and beaten. And right now, you're gaslighting me. You're gaslighting me that I can't hear. And I know you can hear me. I know you can hear me enough because those are quality earphones. So I know that you can hear me well enough that you can hear that I hate you. That's it. That's all.
And that's why you voted for Obama.
That is true. I did vote for Obama twice. My favorite president in my years, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not a
it's a
lot. I
low
mean,
bar to pass.
it's Obama twice, Trump once, and Biden. Those are the four that in my lifespan that I've been able to vote for. So
Yeah,
it's not. It's
yeah.
pretty slim pickings.
Yeah. But speaking of, that's why you voted for Obama. I went back and I just wanted to see in that podcast episode, Struggle Bus episode 3, when I did the I stepped away and you were talking to the camera like, don't listen to this person. Kingdom Hearts is not fucking canon. And I did the editing, but then I did the like post credits, like you saw in King of the Hill way back when. After the credits they'd have that funny moment, but with my text of lies, slander, deceits, fake news.
I'll do that again at some point. I'll be a lot more slick about it, but at some point that'll I'll try and sneak something in again. See if I can get away with it.
That brings me to, I texted you earlier that I wanted to bring I was going to text something funny, but then I realized, podcast topic.
Yes.
So I was looking through old Struggle Bus episodes.
Hold on. Before you do that, do you want to cap off Last of Us by grading it? Do you want to grade part Left Behind? And then we segue to this thing you're going to tell me, or you just want to go into that?
My grade's not going to change.
Okay, that's fine then. Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, so I think I gave it, an 88, 87?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and cool. Done with Left Behind?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's, you enjoyed it. There's not what are we at right now? An hour? Hour and a half?
Hour 17.
Okay, so I think that's a pretty good length of talking about Left Behind. There's not a lot there.
I will say though, before we cap off The Last of Us Part 1, in the previous episode of the Struggle Bus, we were talking about that whole story and everything. We did not mention that we fucking saw a torture scene, and I'm not gonna let it slide that the torture scene didn't get mentioned. We can leave it here, but good God, we fucking saw Joel torture man, remove a kneecap.
I can't believe we didn't talk about that, because that is the turning point. That is, up until now, you've kind of been like, Joel has done what he's needed to kind of do to survive. But up until then, that's, at least for, I won't say for yourself, maybe it did, but that's really the first time where you're like, ooh, fuck, god damn.
To me, like, that was the turning point, but that was the turning point where Joel no longer was not your daddy.
Yes, that too. It's a contrast of each other. It's the, I'm not your daddy, and so because I'm not your daddy, I'm gonna show you my monster side now.
Yeah. But honestly, with like whatever Joel's history is as a smuggler, I'm pretty sure he's done some fucked up shit. So it's just like,
worse.
This is just what we're gonna get with Joel.
A lot worse. A lot worse.
Yeah.
A lot worse.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, he's literally admitted to being a hunter and a smuggler. Yeah.
And I mean, the fact that he was able to do as much as he did while recovering from fucking being impaled by rebar, like, he would have done more, but he was healing.
Yep.
Anyways, I think that's it for part 1.
I think that is.
Okay.
Round of applause. Part 1 is in the books.
I gave 2 rounds.
All right.
Okay. So the going through old podcast episodes. It has
Yes.
been a thing. It happened in the first episode of the Struggle Bus that I said Final Fantasy VII Remake and Kingdom Hearts are canon within each
Yes.
other.
Yes.
Do you know
I
what
thought
that
you were gonna
means?
bring it. I thought you were gonna bring up Hyrule Warriors.
Do you know what that means, though?
What?
Because we're on the 11th episode and it's been a thing in every episode and in many gameplay episodes, this is just going to be a thing on my channel. Like,
Yeah,
there's no
that's
putting
fine.
this to bed.
Yeah, you have beaten me to submission to the point that I just go along with it now. I don't even try
Yeah.
and defend or argue. I'm just like, yes, master, whatever you say, can I have another cookie? Don't you dare clip that! God damn it. Another voice for the old soundboard.
I was also leaving an editing note. I wasn't
fucking
going to clip
degenerate.
it. I wasn't going to clip it until you said don't clip it.
Oh, well, alright.
But anyways.
Oiled again.
Undertale.
Yes, Undertale.
So I will say, like, one of the reasons I'm disappointed that I didn't get to see you experience Undertale. I enjoyed being the other side of the YouTube for that. But also, like, I was wanting to watch your gameplay because it has been 7 years.
Yeah.
I don't exactly remember every beat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was wanting a refresher.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude.
No worries.
I didn't know when I signed up for the beta that I was gonna have YouTube streaming problems.
Yeah.
I took pictures of it, but I can't, for the life of me, I can't find. So basically, when you try and I don't know if you could see behind me. When you are streaming, you kind of get to this point, and then you click go live. You click go live, and then it kind of starts. For me, when I click go live, it would just do this. It would just do this, and nothing would happen. I restarted it. I tried to do everything. It just didn't work. And it wasn't until I went back on the public, not beta, but the public software, that everything worked out fine again. But by then I was already I was pretty much done. Yeah. So sorry, dude. I was enjoying the being the one in the chair talking.
Yeah, it's hard too.
It is hard. It is hard. In a way, I'm kind of glad that I didn't have to do that, because the game is very hard in certain aspects, and I think that would have been really fucking hard to talk to you while trying to concentrate on some of the gameplay aspects of it.
Yeah. So you sent me a screenshot or a picture of your TV or something of you fighting Flowey, the final boss.
Fuck.
What ending do you think you got? There's 3. Good, neutral, bad.
I got good, for sure.
Nope.
Are you sure?
Flowey is the final boss for the neutral ending.
But I showed you Flowey. I showed you the first part of the Flowey bout. I didn't show you the after the fact where I played for another 2 hours. Where the good ending, I was Asriel. Asriel.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Asriel is the final boss.
Yes, Asriel. Which that fucking I'm gonna save the end.
Yeah.
Because I want to save the end because But yeah, I got Asriel and I saved the monsters and they all came out with me. So yeah, okay. I know I got the good ending.
That is the good ending.
Yes.
Okay. So
I thought I made it clear when Asriel and Fleek, what's his name? Frederick? What is the boy's actual name?
Frisk.
Frisk, thank you. Frisk were embracing in a hug. I thought that was
Mhm.
me. I thought that you would pick up on that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That detail
So
is just
yeah,
lost.
I
Um,
go ahead.
so one thing too that I love about this game. So, do you know what a save state is?
Uh you just know what?
So
Like
it's in like
explain.
video game emulation. So like let's say I'm emulating a Super Nintendo. I can do a
Uh-huh.
save state, which just means it's my computer, my emulator saves the exact memory of everything right now. So I can just reload that and I'm back to where I was.
Oh yeah, Undertale plays around with that.
Yes, it does. So
Yes,
in
it
the
does.
Flowey fight, if it detects a save state, it'll say the only people who will really do that are YouTubers and streamers.
Yeah.
Flowey will say, "Oh, you're trying to stream this or you're trying to put this on YouTube," and then delete your entire fucking save.
It's Flowey still deleted my save. Like in the very
Did he
beginning,
really?
yeah, he says you are stuck with me forever.
Uh huh.
And he shows you that he erases your save.
Mm hmm.
And so the only way to proceed in the game is just to beat Flowey.
Mm
Like
hmm.
there is no pausing, there is no stopping. It's a test of your endurance
Yep.
of just beating of just I lucked out and beat Flowey my first try.
Yep. The Metaton fight is a lot of fun too.
In fact, the final bosses were I kind of feel like maybe it's intentional, but the final bounces are were much easier for me than say like Undeal, is that her name?
Undyne.
Undyne.
Yeah, Undyne is really hard, but you
Undyne,
don't have to fight
fuck me.
Undyne. You can just keep running.
Yes, you have to fight her for a bit to be able to get the run option.
Yeah. Yeah.
To get the run option, you have to. And when I say fight, because again, I didn't fight anybody in this game,
Yeah.
so I had to basically plead with her and like just dodge her attacks until the option to run, and that's what I did. I can, after a while, after a couple
Yeah.
of death, like I was like, well, I've never actually tried fleeing. Let me try fleeing, and I hit flee, and it let me flee, and then I was like, oh shit, and then I kind of let like, and I saw her immediately grab me again, and I'm like, oh, I bet I have to run.
Yeah.
Um, and so yeah, that's what I ended up doing, and I froze. Can you see me? Can you still see me?
You're frozen.
Yeah, I'm frozen. I wonder what happened.
Turn your camera off and I'm back on.
Okay, hold on. Hmm, that's not good.
Pause and end the call.
Yeah, let's pause. Let's pause and call.
Cool. And we're back. What were we talking about exactly?
By the way, I do not see the OT whatever.
OBS. Okay. Gotcha.
OBS, yeah. Just wanted to give you a heads up in case that's important.
Hold on. I paused the recording so that way I could like not share Discord information like my Discord name or your Discord name.
Gotcha.
When I did that. But yeah, we're good now. Okay. What were we talking about? Exactly. Undertale.
We're talking about the save and the save state or whatever,
And then the Undyne fight.
Yes, the Undyne fight, which
Yeah.
was without a doubt the hardest fight in the game for me.
Yes, I love Undyne.
I do too.
Not the
She's an
Spider
awesome
Queen?
character. You do fuck that, man. I after the fact,
Yeah, did you
'cause
go
after
Wikipedia anything?
yes, I did.
Okay.
So I did a bunch of like searching after I finished the game. All I needed was if I kept my fucking donut, I could have
Or
just
the
given
Spider
her
Cider.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, which was which was
Yeah.
like 9,000 night. Yeah. Yeah, if I just kept the fucking donut and gave it to her, I wouldn't have had to fight her. She was the second hardest, and then Robot Dude was the third, without a doubt.
I love Metaton. I love all these characters.
Okay, Medita, all of them are. So let's just get into it. So
I'm
I
glad you
am,
realized that because I was about to point it out anyways.
yeah. So I am a predominantly usually a triple A
Mhm.
gamer. I play a lot of the bigger. I mean, if you can just look at my PlayStation as of right now, I have Spider-Man, I have Cyberpunk that I re-downloaded because I might be buying the DLC. I had Resident Evil 4, Final Fantasy 7. Here's actually an indie game, Sea of Stars. That was free. I can't wait to
I
play
saw
that
that
one
on
though.
PlayStation Plus. I'm
I
curious
hear it.
about it.
I hear it's phenomenal. So I'm looking forward. And then I have Alan Wake and I have Spider-Man Miles Morales. So a lot of um indie games. I even have Final Fantasy 4 there, which I do not count as an indie game because that was very
Yeah.
big at the time
Yeah.
that it came out. That's what AAA gaming was back then,
Yep.
more or
I agree
less.
with you.
Um so I don't typically dive into the indie scene. I will on occasion if I hear of something special.
Hmm.
I'll check it out. But it is in no way my go-to for gaming or my enjoyment of gaming.
Hmm.
Um so Wendy asked me to play Undertale, which is one of, if not his favorite game of all time.
Fair.
Their favorite game of all time. Um and because Wendy has now played my second favorite game of all time and my third favorite game of all time, and they're gonna
I
play
think you
my
mean
first
third and
favorite game
fourth.
of. Are you making a Kingdom Hearts joke?
No, I'm making a Hyrule Warriors joke.
I was just well, that goes beyond saying, Wendy.
Oh, are you saying it ascends games and game lists?
Anyways, um, it's only right that that when they asked me to do that, that I do that. So, um, what are my thoughts about Undertale? And again, this is me. I play AAA games, so it might not. So my opinions on the game might not be the same as somebody who enjoys more indie games. Undertale is a masterpiece of a game.
Hmm.
It is um from a story perspective, it is beautiful and touching and emotional and um innovative. Um it is an achievement in everything that it sets out to do.
Hmm.
Um, it has no, it is it's just wonderful. It
Hmm.
really
Yeah.
it's just really wonderful, dude. It's wonderful and I it is probably the best game that I will probably never play again.
Yep. You understand why I never play it again.
Yeah, I think it is the best or one of the best. I I don't I even went out of my way, and I'm not bragging too much because it's very easy. The platinum is very easy, but I
Yeah.
platinumed it because I
Yeah.
wanted to spend more time, and I paid 1 fucking cent to that stupid shrine over and over and over and over again to the tune of 385 times to pop the final trophy just so I could get the platinum in this thing. Because because when I platinum a game, it's because I truly love that game.
Hmm.
That it was truly special to me. This game is not perfect for me
Hmm.
in one aspect, and you and me are going to very much differ on this.
Okay.
Is the gameplay. The I was not I am not I am not a huge fan. I was not a huge fan of the actual fights and the way that you did it, that you had to do it. And that's not because I think it's bad. I don't think it's bad. I don't
Mhm.
think it's bad at all. I don't think there's anything bad in this game. It's just the type of Tetris-y type of
Mhm.
moving around and stuff like that is not the style of gameplay that I like, and it's very hard for me.
I thought you were gonna say random encounters. I mean, I'm
Oh
cool
yes,
with that.
I have two. I have only two gripes with the. I have only two gripes with the game. It's the random encounters because I just hate random encounters in general, and that could be any game. It could be the greatest game of all time. It just
Yeah,
it just annoys the shit out of me at this point.
and it's fair.
Yeah, and the gameplay aspect, and it's not, and it's just it's more of a this is where we differ. That you yourself like the difficulty and the memorization and the challenges. I like that too to an extent, but when I'm bashing my head in
Mhm.
over and over and over again, this is why I don't really play Souls game because I just that's not what I crave in a video game.
I mean, that's
Having
fair.
having said that, the gameplay is very good. It's very well
Yeah.
done, and it is fair as long as you pay attention to what's going on and you actually learn from your mistakes. It's
Mhm.
fair. It is very fair in that
Mhm.
aspect.
Yeah.
What I want to gush about is the story, man. The story and these characters.
Yeah. I
They
mean,
are
that is the
just
selling point of Undertale.
they're wonderful, dude. They're just that like I can't think of a better way than joyful than a word to describe this game than just joyful and just innovative. It's just it's what it does, and I don't know if it's an innovative game for it came out in 2016, right?
15.
Okay, 2015. I don't know, maybe there was a game like this beforehand, but um this had stuff that I have not seen in a video game before. And
Mhm.
this game is almost 10 years old at this point.
Like
And I
what?
just the meta commentary of well, I guess I did see that with Doki Doki Literature Club.
Doki Doki was influenced by this, though.
Okay, so there you go.
Definitely.
So there you go.
Yeah,
So there you
Doki
go. So
Doki
even
was
though I
after
played
this.
oh, and I'm very much a even though I played Doki Doki first, I'm very much a person that it doesn't matter if I played another game before, that I still give props to the
Yeah.
original game. You have to because
Undertale was hugely influential in the indie scene, by the way.
yeah, yeah. Um I love these characters. I
Mhm.
love these characters so much. I was and by the time I fought Flowey, I was more or less wrapped ready to for the game to end. I was
Mhm.
more or less ready for the game to end, and that wasn't because of the story or anything like that. That was more so like I the last 6 or 7 hours, I pretty much played in one go in one day
Mhm.
because I wanted to get this done so that we could do this
Mhm.
for this weekend. So um So I was really ready for the game to be over on a gameplay aspect.
Mhm.
And when I defeated Flowey and the credits are rolling and and Flowey pops up. I spared Flowey and Flowey pops up or no, I'm sorry. And as the credits are rolling, I'm getting text message and phone calls. Not even I don't know about text I think I'm getting phone calls. I'm getting phone calls from my friends. They're saying like, "Yeah, shit kind of sucks, but we're making the best of it. You go ahead and you go home. We'll be okay here.
Mhm.
Don't worry about us. The king, he's dead now and Toriel has to take up the kingdom, and that made me sad like seeing
Mhm.
that because I'm like that's not what she wanted.
Mhm.
She didn't want that shit. And so like um and then Flowey pops up and says, hey, the game ended and you're out of here, but is this really the ending you wanted? Maybe you missed something. And so I'm like I see that and I'm like, I have to reload, and there's more to it. And so
Yep.
I reload, and sure enough, I get a phone call saying to go to the doctor's lab because no, I'm sorry, go to Undie because she wants me to drop off something at the lab, and I'm like, here we go. and
Yeah, the lab
and
sequence.
and so any other game, I think I would have just been like, nah, I'm good. But because I loved these characters so much and I wanted them to be happy, I'm
Yep.
like, I'm going to do however many more hours this is because I'll be goddamn if Toriel has to be the is going to be unhappy or my or I'm terrible with names. So when I get them wrong or when I don't remember them, it's not because they're
Yeah.
not impactful to me. It's just I am just terrible with names.
Yeah.
Um, so when my homie Skull and Bones,
Papyrus or Sans?
Papyrus, I
Yeah.
could never remember his name. Sans is really easy to remember. Papyrus is the one I always forget. But I love Papyrus. I love how cheeky and silly and stupid he is. I love Undie, and I love the whole
Papyrus
night.
is just a kid too.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, see, I
He's
didn't know
like
that.
12 years old.
I did not know that. Did not strike me. Um, so yeah, I ended up doing I delivered the I delivered the letter from Undie to Doctor. What's her name? It starts with an A.
Alphys.
Doctor Alphys. Um, I ended up going on a date with her.
Mm-hmm.
And then we bumped into Undie, and then there was a whole sequence of events there, and she confessed to Undie, and then I ended up going back to the lab, and then there was a letter there, and then the laboratory, yeah, the underground laboratory where you find out just what Dr. Abbas and the king were up to. Um,
That whole sequence, my
it's
dude.
absolutely insane. Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I did not expect that from this game. Not this game is all cuddly and wuddly because Flowey makes it very apparent the type of game that you're in when he fucks you up in the
It's
very
kill or be
beginning.
killed.
Kill or be killed. I knew from that moment on Flowey was gonna be my main villain too. Was gonna be my final boss, even though he wasn't my final boss, but he kind of was my final boss.
In a
Um,
neutral route, he is. Yeah.
yeah. Well, in the neutral and because so help me understand this. Aspire at no Azriel.
Okay.
What is the
The
son's name?
Azrael. It's
Azriel.
what's the king's name? As
Asgardian or something like that. Oh man,
uh
hold on. Undertale characters.
Asgore.
Okay, so Asgore. Thank you. So I was close.
Yeah. So
Asgore.
Azrael is Asgore and Toriel combined.
Yeah. No, I thought it was the son. I thought it was their son.
Yeah, Azrael is Asgore and Toriel.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the name.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Duh. Asriel. So Asriel, help me understand this if I understood this correctly. Asriel soul is inside of Flowey, right? And that's what gave Flowey the life of being able to talk and stuff like that. Because
Azrael's
otherwise, he was
soul
just.
is mixed with Flowey's.
I see.
They are
Okay.
two in
Okay.
one.
They're 2 in 1. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. And Asriel is the story of the. Okay, so help me understand something else. So they say at the end that my name is not Sora, which is the name that I chose because Kingdom Hearts is canon.
Mm-hmm.
um, they say at the end of the game that, oh, your name is not Sora. Sora has left here long ago. So was Sora the the boy with Asriel that like Asriel saved?
Yeah.
So that is
So
Sora.
Sora was
And
Kara.
well, Kara's the evil version,
Sora was Kara.
but Kara's the evil version, right?
Yes.
Because when you play this
Yes.
is what I found out after the fact. Kara's a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Kara can suck a dick.
Kara is also the one who is in the opening cinematic who you see fallen. That's not
Yes.
Sora.
That's not and that's not, and you don't play as Sora at all in the game. You
Yep.
play as
Fisk.
Frisk.
Fisk or Frisk.
Frisk, yeah, it's one of the two. Okay, I'm just making sure that
Yeah.
I understood that correctly. I thought that was a beautiful twist. I thought that was awesome. Did not see that coming. I had a feeling Asriel would end up being Flowey, or he would pop up as some either end villain or secret villain. But the whole Sora being the boy from the story, your character that you picked the name of it being the character of the beginning story, I thought that was brilliantly done.
Yeah.
Just absolutely, when they embrace at the end, it brought tears to my eyes. Yeah. It's just, there's so much to say about. I guess I'll get into like my favorite section. From pretty much from Fireland on is just I absolutely adore. I think Fireland is was my favorite version. Even just everything with Mettaton.
Mettaton is so much fun.
It's the funniest thing ever. It's just so much fun and cheesy and goofbally. It's just it's all great.
It's charm. This game is overloaded with charm.
It's very charming.
Speaking of against Greater Dog, did you get his head to go all the way around?
Which one was Greater Dog?
It's the dog standing in the armor.
He popped the head pop. That one I did weeks ago, so I might not remember.
Okay.
I did that section weeks ago.
Yeah, so like you pet him and he gets excited and his head goes up a little bit each time, and then like it goes off the screen and you keep doing it and nothing happens for a while, and then it comes back up.
No. That is.
And then Temmie.
No, that didn't happen for me.
Temmie is based off of an animator, I think. That was.
Oh, sad thing about Temmie, I didn't find Temmie until post game.
I mean, that's just that's gonna happen with players.
So I needed money. Because I needed to give the money to that stupid dog. That stupid dog shrine. So that's how I found Temmie, because Temmie is the. Oh, can I just say that I thought it was the funniest shit ever that you could not sell to anybody in the game except for Temmie, Temmie's village. I just thought that was so funny. Like you tried to sell, like the first time I tried to sell, and they're like, "What are you talking about? What do you think this is? Like, why would we buy from you? This is a shop." And I went like, "Oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. I'm just video game logic. They turned video game logic on me."
I mean, yeah, because like video game logic, like in Final Fantasy VII, you just come across like, oh, this is just a security guard, whatever. Bye bye. Yeah. But like, no, you have to. You're killing a thing in this game. Which like, did you look up how to do the genocide route?
I did, and I wish I didn't.
Yeah.
That hurt. That hurt.
The fact that you have to actively seek out everything to kill.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have to kill everything in that you come across. Mm-hmm. And just how sad they are when you do it. Like when Toriel is probably my favorite character just because I don't know, I have mommy issues and she's such a mom.
She's goat mom.
She is. I just so in the genocide, when you kill her, she's just so sad, and she's just like it hurt me. It hurt me. Yeah. Fuck the genocide. Fuck the genocide route. I'm so glad that they didn't like. If they did that for trophies, like complete a genocide route, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Would not do it. I'll never go back to this game because I'm so satisfied with my pacifist ending.
Yeah. I will say though, so like talking about the boss fights and whatnot, I will never do a genocide route but I would love to do the mechanics of the Sans fight.
Dude, that shit was nuts. I
And
looked it up.
yeah, and the song Megalovania is famous.
Yes, so when I was like YouTubing and Googling and shit after the
Mhm.
fact, they brought up Megalovania, and people were like, I can't believe people actually like the genocide version. And then some guy corrected and is like, people don't like the genocide version, they just like Megalovania.
Yeah,
um,
and the boss fight.
yes, that boss fight is insane. It's literally the actual final boss fight because you go and you
Yeah.
kill the king like nothing, and then you fly. You don't even fight Flowey. You just cut him in half.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Um how'd you respond to the twist that like EXP was an experience and LV was level of
Oh
violence?
man, yes. Level of violence, and I think XP was extermination points or something like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's what. Yeah. Jaw dropped.
Yep.
Jaw drop like it got me the first time when um like it pops up as like this is your LV, and I was like, oh, okay, this is my level. And they were like, what's LV stand for? Well, love, of course. And I'm like, oh, that's cute. I
Yeah,
totally didn't see that, but that totally makes
and then
sense.
Flowey.
And then level of violence
Yeah.
is actually what it actually is, and I'm like, oh my god, yeah. And then
Yeah.
just everything with Flowey,
Yeah.
it's it's beautiful. I think it's a 10 out of 10 story.
Hmm.
Um, just 10 out of 10 characters. It's just I really loved it, dude. I
Yeah.
really loved it.
Um yeah, and then a question for you.
Yeah,
So Flowey poses the question of like, do you want to go back and get the ending you want? And that poses that as playing the game.
he does it twice actually. So he
Yeah.
does that to incentivize you to continue so that you can get the pacifist ending, and then he does it again after you load the game up.
Hmm.
He basically, I don't know if you've done this, if you've loaded the game up after you finish the game. He basically says like, what, why,
Yeah.
this is as good as ending as you could have get. Just let them
Yep.
be happy.
I never
Please
got
don't.
that because my play was neutral ending, then pacifist ending.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Um, but just with that framing that Flowey gives you, and this is a question about video games as art.
Yeah.
Have I been playing this game since 2017? By
And what?
actively not going back and keeping this ending and keeping that story, and that's the way that the story ended. The story can only be ended if I don't go back. So am I
Yeah.
actively playing something by passively not doing anything?
I don't know.
I'm gonna give an example too. Do you know the game The Stanley Parable?
Yeah.
You get an achievement for not playing the game for 5 years.
That's super dope.
That's so Stanley Parable.
That's super fucking cool.
So a while ago, I saw that it had been more than 5 years, and I went and I booted it up. But that 5 year span was me actively doing something for the game, and I got the
Yeah.
"Don't play the Stanley Parable for 5 years" achievement.
Yeah.
Was I playing the Stanley Parable for 5 years?
In that context, I would say
Yeah,
yes, because there was an incentive
yeah,
to
yeah.
doing that.
So like I feel like there's a similar way of thinking here with Undertale. By me not
In
playing,
in a way, yeah, I guess you could say, because you you have because of such an attachment to those
yeah,
characters, you just want them to have their happy ending.
yep,
Um, I could tell, so yeah, I could see it. I won't go as far as to say you're still playing it, but I can say at the very least that you have a real incentive to not go
yeah,
back and continue it.
yeah,
That it's as perfect as I think it could be.
yeah. So also Undertale made me cry a few times. One with just the pacifist ending because I'm a
It's just
sap-
it's
I'm a
beautiful. It's
sappy
just
bitch.
beautiful. Yeah.
But um the most notable time it made me cry during the Azrael fight. you have to get your friends. You get their souls
Yeah.
back, right?
Yeah.
I cried when that came up because in that framing, my brain immediately assumed, which one do you save?
Hmm.
And like I didn't realize, oh, you're just gonna go each turn get a new person. And so like I still
Oh,
smoked cigarettes at the time.
you thought you were gonna have to sacrifice him?
I thought all but one were going to be sacrificed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't
Um
get that at all.
yeah, so like I legit had to leave the game right there, stop. I still smoked at the time, go smoke a cigarette and
Yeah.
cry while smoking the cigarette because of this. And
Oh.
I came back and I made a decision completely emotionless that okay, after all this is done, this world is going to be fucked. This world needs Undyne.
Emotionless. My their favorite character that they picked. No, I'm just kidding.
No, my
No,
favorite
I
character is Napstablook.
is who?
Napstablook, the ghost.
I was gonna say it's the ghost, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I could see that.
yeah.
I could
Fucking
totally see.
the apocalypse is happening. Every monster soul is being collected, and Napstablook goes to the window and shuts the blind. Napstablook is a god.
I was gonna. Yeah. Um, I cried. I did not cry at the very end of the game. I was very happy. I cried during the Asriel fight as well.
Yeah.
Exactly the same point as you
Mm-hmm.
when you can save your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but for a different reason, just because just the overwhelmingness of it's almost very anime of like just friendship
Yeah.
saves the day kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, but it's done so well that it just it overwhelmed me emotionally, and I just with a big smile on my face and happy tears was just going through that whole thing. And I love that you have to I love the game design of making them remember by moments that you had with them during the game.
Yup.
Like Undyne was the cooking, the cooking with her, or
Mm-hmm.
her giant ass smile.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just or Toriel butterscotch pie.
Butterscotch
Um,
cinnamon.
butterscotch cinnamon, yes, because she called and she's like, which one do you like? Oh, okay, and I picked butterscotch, and she's like, oh, okay, but you like cinnamon too, right?
She called a second time.
Yeah, she called second time to say, but you're okay with cinnamon, right? I'm just gonna do a butterscotch cinnamon. Just a very mom thing. It was very sweet.
That's very like your
Um,
mom.
it's just very mom-like in general, dude. It's a great game. Um, Ezreal isn't the best person in the. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's not a weak character in the game. Everyone is fleshed out. Everyone is
Mm-hmm.
given their time to shine, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's like I really can't come up with a better adjective than it's a wonderful
Yeah.
game.
And speaking of charm, I don't know if you made the connection or if you saw this pointed out, but Sans is a comic, and his text is Comic Sans. I'm not making that up. That is legit a thing. Papyrus's dialogue is in Papyrus or Papyrus.
Okay. That's and there's so many. I brought up anime. There's so many anime references too. There's a fucking whale called Sunda whale or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, dude. It's just I loved it. I loved almost every aspect of it. I just thank you for pushing me to play it
Mm-hmm.
because it's one I'll think about for a while. And
Yeah.
like I said, I won't ever play it, but that's not because it's a bad game. It's just because I'm satisfied.
Yeah. Agreed. I love it. It is one of my number ones, which is such a contradictory statement.
Yeah.
But just like you kind of see what I mean when I say like AAA's just have a certain level of polish that um sands away some charm.
I agree and I don't. And even with this game, it is a very I know he did it all himself and I can't imagine it was
Hmm.
expensive, but it feels because of the way that it's done, it feels it is very indie. It is very
Yeah.
much indie, but it feels I'm not saying that it's AAA. It's not, but it
Yeah.
feels because it's so well done, it feels like some I don't want to say the indie stink, but there is sometimes like an idea of like, oh, there's an ideology of like that it's indie, it's not um it's not always well put or well designed or whatever like that.
I mean, this is kind of
This
what I'm getting at too.
yeah, hold on, but what I'm getting at with this is that it's so much more like they have 3D graphics in the game for Flowey's super fight that came out of nowhere. The whole game is pixel art, and then you get to Flowey's fight, and it's like a CG 3D like imagery, and I'm like, what the flying fuck am I looking at? Um, so I don't know. Maybe I think it transcends. What I'm trying to say is I think it transcends the
Yeah.
idea of indie into its own thing. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, I can see that, but just kind of what I'm getting at is AAA has to be accessible in a way that indie games don't,
Yeah, I can
and that
understand that.
accessibility, and not in disability accessibility, but mass appeal accessibility, is
I
just
agree.
like it takes something away from me.
I agree. I agree.
Speaking of, and I've never played this myself, but based off what you're talking about, we should play Cuphead.
No, no. Uh-uh. Nope. What part of I love this game except for the gameplay part of it because it can be really difficult at parts. What part of that in your squirrel brain did you say, you know what he would really want to play? A really fucking hard game.
But literally exactly that. That it's a hard indie game. So fuck it. Bet you won't.
Are you trying to bully me into like playing the game with you? Like,
Exactly that.
like we're talking if you didn't learn anything from this game, kindness and friendship will get you further.
So, anyways, I
If you
think.
would have came to me with kindness, I might have taken you up on it.
So, anyways, I think there is a thing I need to speak to.
Yeah.
I killed Goat Mom.
Yeah, you son of a motherfucker. When you told me that, I was genuinely upset with you.
So what happened was basically what you said. I did try very hard not to kill her. I went into the fight about 3 times, and just like I kept not being able to spare, not being able to get out of the fight, and so I legit thought my only course of action was to actually kill her, to fight.
I think this was you have a very analytical brain where you think
Mm-hmm.
extremely logically, and
Mm-hmm.
I think this is I think this is one of the few times where that was a detriment to yourself.
Yeah. So
Um,
it wasn't because I
because
wanted to kill Goat Mom. It's because I
no,
thought
I
I
know.
had to.
So yeah, so you thought, okay, the game, okay, with the usually games by this point on,
Yeah.
they would have something would have happened. So I
Yeah.
guess the only way to move forward is to kill her.
Yeah. I went to, yeah. So I went into Undertale completely blind too, which in 2016 and as an indie gamer was a rarity.
Yeah.
But just like I had people around me because I mentioned hadn't played Undertale, and people were like, "We're going home and we're fucking playing Undertale. You have a blind playthrough? We're watching this," and those bastards didn't tell me.
That's me.
But like they did the right thing by not giving me spoilers because I was so unspoiled.
That is true. I will say that the game makes it, even though and for anybody that's actually watching this, I knew beforehand that if I wanted to get the best ending, I was not supposed I was try and not kill people. So I knew that going into that already, and so I thought that would kind of be a detriment to myself. However, I do think the game makes it pretty clear in the beginning to not harm people, to not
Yeah.
harm people. They kind I won't say they bash you over the head with you, but they make it very clear in the beginning
No, Frogget
that
straight up
you're
tells you don't kill people.
yes, exactly. Froggy says they straight up tell you don't kill anybody. So it's I don't know what would have happened if I went into it blind like you, but they do make it pretty clear that I think on a first run, um, you know, you can go through this. You can on your first run, you can get the pacifist run,
Yeah.
just because I think the game makes it clear enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, but just so that's how that happened. And I think I don't know if I killed anything else or not. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
I hope not, because man, that one hurts.
If I did,
I
it was a random encounter.
Yeah, but yeah, Toriel, that one I watched most of the deaths, the
Mhm.
genocide deaths. Toriel I thought hurt the most because she genuinely seemed like she loved you, and that
Papyruses
you,
though.
Papyrus's was really sad too.
Yeah.
That was I was gonna say that was second to me. Undyne was third just because with the genocide arc, it feels so much like she's the hero of the
Mhm.
actual story,
Mhm.
and you're the villain,
Mhm.
and you're the monster, and she's doing everything she can to try and be the hero protagonist, and she fails. So that one was sad in that light. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I love Toriel. It's just she's the first one that you really encounter with that's kind to you, and she
Mhm.
um
She
just
rescues you from
protective.
Flowey.
She rescues you from Flowey. She's protective of you. She wants to just take care of you and feed you. I can
Um,
I can under I can understand protective moms.
yeah. So one difference in our gameplay, which I can't say this because I was able to see this part. Fuck you, Sony. Um,
It's not even a Sony thing. This is my bad for installing beta software.
but anyways,
Yeah.
I spent a lot more time in Toriel's house than you did.
Okay.
I was very much okay. This is my home, and
Oh.
like I kind of only progressed because the language of game design. Like if I don't progress, nothing will happen.
So and yet you still killed her.
With a plastic knife,
Damn, that must have taken a while.
it actually
Yeah.
increases your attack or something like that.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, it does.
yeah,
It does.
yeah.
I didn't even know how fighting works because the only person you're allowed to fight in the game is Asgore and Flowey, um,
In the pacifist route.
in the pacifist route. Yes. So I didn't even know how to. So fucking fighting Asgore for the first time and not knowing how to fight. That was
Mm-hmm.
fun.
Mm-hmm. And he fucking destroys the flee button.
Okay, so when that happened, I was like, oh shit, I actually have to fight. I don't know what I'm doing. I
Yeah.
don't know what to do. I actually have, and I was stewed, and I was scared. I
Mm-hmm.
was scared like, am I fucking up here? I'm fighting him and I'm bringing his health down, but is it going to get to the point where I kill him and I wasn't supposed to do that? And so like when you get him to like a sliver of health and he finally drops,
Mm-hmm.
like I felt an overwhelming sense of like, oh, thank God. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get an opportunity to. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get a chance to spare him.
And the
Um,
whole time in the background, boo-doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
That's right.
The music in this game, my dude.
I know we didn't even talk about the music yet. The music is phenomenal. Everything from the Firelands on is just peak fucking
Dude, Snow
amazing.
Village?
Snow Village is cool too, but man, like like that techie vibe.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
It's just just fucking dope, man.
So
It was.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Megalovania is a cool song, and like I understand why it's so popular, but Spider Dance.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude.
Yeah.
Everything from I think it's Hotland or Heartland or whatever, Fireland, from everything on is just like my ears are orgasming. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, and I just remembered one of my favorite memes back when Undertale was like still topical and popular.
Yeah.
Someone asked online, without being contrarian, tell me why you don't like Undertale. Because it was like popular to hate Undertale, to be contrarian
Really?
at the time. But so someone responded with, you remember the credits, how you gotta shoot stuff?
Yeah.
So someone.
Oh, I have a point on that, but finish your topic.
Someone responded with, how the fuck am I supposed to play a bullet hell game while crying?
Pretty much. Okay. So, this isn't any. I'm saying this not for any specific reason for Undertale. I really think you should. You need to, when you get a chance, because I know you got a laundry list of games you're going to be playing. You gotta play Nier Automata, because after experiencing this ending and stuff like that, I got a lot of Nier Automata vibes from this type of ending. Okay. And I think it'll really resonate with you.
Yeah, I do have a lot to play, but Nier has been on my list for so long.
Yeah, when you get a chance, and it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But it's something. It's a game that when I was experiencing everything that it popped, that was the ending of Nier reminded me of certain aspects of Undertale.
Shit, it's $15 on eBay.
PlayStation really needs to have some sort of way, a much easier way for me to just share game sharing, since I have it digitally and you can do it, but it requires me having my account on your PlayStation and then making my account like primary, and I don't want to do all that.
Yeah, no.
Just because it's a hassle. I want to just be able to hit the share button and be like, I want to share my game with him, so and just be able to do that.
Yeah, sure, but I want physical discs.
I know that.
Yeah. But dude, honestly though, like you're talking Hotland and on, but just that whole like swamp section too.
Yeah.
It's just such a great game.
You're talking about the wetlands?
Yeah.
The wetlands is really good.
And then how Undyne appears, and like Undyne
I was gonna say the first time you see Undyne is scary as shit.
Yeah.
It's
and
scary.
Like those spears popping up.
Yeah.
It's
a great game, dude.
Yeah. I think that's kind of it to talk about with it, though.
Well, then pull out your graph thing. I want to rate it.
Oh, I already have that pulled up.
That's why I love you. Okay.
All right. First impression on a scale of 10.
First impressions. So, like the overallness of the game, or like just when it first starts up.
You beat the game. What's your first impression on it?
Oh, 10.
Any comments?
Beautifully crafted.
Replayability. This is a hard one.
Can I put a not an NA? Because I don't want to rate it as 0. I'm never gonna play it again. but that's not to the detriment of the game.
Yes, you can. Ignore the 5 here.
Okay.
I'm going to do the same. Audiovisual aesthetic. Not the actual graphics itself, but just like what they were going for.
10.
On a scale of 5, so 5.
Oh, I'm sorry, 5.
Any comments?
Just I'm feeling very adjective.
I guess a better way to put it is like the theme they're going for with the game.
Magical
Yeah.
is the word I'm thinking of. Hey,
All right.
mamas, you want to be on the podcast? No, you can say hi to Wendy. Just come say hi.
All right, I'm ready to.
Nobody cares. The only person that's gonna watch it is me and you.
Hi, Mrs. the Friend.
He said hi, Mrs. the Friend.
They
said hi, Mrs. the Friend. Man, I was doing so good. That's 3. Okay.
Graphics out of 10.
9.
Sound design, not music. Sound design. It's like sound effects.
Out of what?
10.
9.3.
Music. 5 for me. Out of 5.
5.
Gameplay.
This is where we're gonna differ. I'm gonna say out of 10.
Yeah.
7.5.
Okay. We're about the same. I'd give it an 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right then.
Narrative. Out of 10.
10. Yeah, that's just that was the easiest one.
Cohesiveness. Just like how well does everything make sense with itself?
Out of what?
5.
4.7. I'll say 4.7. I won't give it the full 5 just because I needed to ask you about the whole Sora and Asriel thing. Even though I was right, I wasn't sure if I was right.
Level design. Almost NA.
You'll say NA?
It's almost NA because it's just a pixel
It's
game.
just
yeah.
No.
No.
I'll say
because there was like the puzzle with the spears going up and like running away from Undyne.
And there is fast travel in it, even though the
Yeah.
fast travel is not the best.
Yeah.
There is fast travel. Okay, so
gonna go
out
with
of
a 9.
what is it?
10.
I'm gonna say 8.5.
Characters. Out of 10.
10. 10.
Game mechanics.
So like how you play it?
Yeah. Out of 5.
Out of what?
Out of 5.
3.8.
We're real close on so much. Game performance.
Out of 5?
Yeah.
That's a 5. I had no problems with it.
Okay, so I give it a 95. You give it a 93.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah, which these numbers lie because the NA. So this is the percentage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with it, and I'm yeah. What a wonderful treat.
Unrelated.
Yeah.
And this is not graded. I give the fandom a 1.
Really? They're bad?
They're problematic. I've seen Toriel Rule 34. There's no coming back from that.
I don't want to know what that is. Just let me have my
You don't know what Rule 34 is? It's a rule of the internet.
No, I don't.
Rule 34, if it exists, there's porn of it.
Oh God, okay. Yes, I did know that one. All right. Nope.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not a fan.
Nope.
But yeah, I mean, I
We're
started.
pretty close. We're
Yeah,
pretty damn
yeah,
close.
and like all the stuff that you thought that I would disagree with you on, I was within half a point.
Wendy, do me a favor.
What's that?
What is your rating for remake? So your Overwatch is what 95 point what?
Overwatch.
I'm sorry, Undertale. Jesus.
My Undertale was 95. My
Okay.
remake was 95.5.
Okay, so that's pretty damn close there too. That's what I thought.
Your
what I
score was 93.
Yeah.
Your score for intermission was 93.
I think I would bump intermission down a little, couple points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly though,
I love it, but I love intermission too. So
honestly though, not counted in this, and I don't think could be quantified, is just the vibe check. And vibe check between Final Fantasy VII Remake and Undertale wins. Like that is just a hands down thing.
That's fine. That's fair. That's fair.
And which, like, not only do I say that for Final Fantasy VII Remake, but also for my other #1 game, Stardew Valley, I'm sure I would get a number that's not exactly the same if I ran through this process with Stardew Valley. But like, fuck you, they're the same.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Man, our gaming, even though we have different tastes, our gaming percentages are pretty close to one another. I think Last of Us, your scaling would be higher if it was just an actually good port. It would be more in line with mine.
Yeah.
That's the only one that we really differentiate on, and that's just because it was a shitty PC port.
I mean, so looking at this, I gave intermission 88.5, you gave it 93, but we're normally within 5 points of each other.
I was gonna say we're really close.
Honestly, my immediate thought as to why that is, we've both gamed for so fucking long that it's just like a good game is going to be a good game to us no matter what.
Yeah.
All right. Love this game though. I'm so glad you played it. Thank you.
Me too, dude. I'm really glad I played it. It was very special. It'll go as one of my favorite games.
Yeah. Look up some Undertale music and some Undertale remixes on Apple Music, especially if you like the electronic stuff.
For sure, we'll do.
Yeah. So you wanna share the thing that I prepared for you? You see the thing that I prepared for you?
I'm scared. Yeah, let's do it.
It's not another your eyes are like materia.
God, I hope not. All right, let's do it. Let's fuck it. I'm ready. What the? Oh shit. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me full screen this baby.
There we go. I just changed what I'm streaming.
Yeah, I have a picture of you right now.
Yeah. Here we go. I will be pausing this as need be.
A slideshow.
What?
It looks like a slideshow. Like you're gonna do a PowerPoint presentation.
All right, here we go.
All right. Ready. Okay, video.
We're about to do a thing. I'm about to show you a thing. Here we are in my house. A lot of this will be familiar to you.
Okay.
So I should have 4 of these. Should also have myself properly framed. Is that it behind my seat? Yes.
Hey, dude, can we pause really quick? I want to get a refill of my water.
Yeah, pausing the recording now.
Okay.
And we're back, and you got your water.
Got my Wawa.
And let's stop looking at my pimple. So you know what this is. I had to get something from behind my seat. The second shot, we didn't use a bag.
That's right, I do. I know everything that you're pulling out right now.
had so much fun editing this, by the way.
I bet.
Although I was swapping between front and rear camera, which meant like I'd have to find that in Premiere Pro and flip the video so that way it was the right way around.
I'm doing the thing where I accidentally.
Oh, really?
stopped the recording. I'm doing the thing where I put a bag on each finger.
Can you turn up the volume on the video?
All right. The friend, I know you know what's coming.
Actually, tell me if this raises the volume. Right.
Also,
now.
the friend, you know me and how I work. I know you know I'm showing the other stuff first. Because I know you know me.
Because I can turn you up in my headphones, but then you're really loud when you talk.
Okay, gotcha. This is as high as it'll go.
That's fine then. I can deal with it.
Yeah, I know how I want to do this. This is my bed. This is my bed zoomed out.
That's a familiar bed.
It's a really comfy bed.
I'm glad you like it.
These are games that I just bought.
Is that it?
No!
Oh!
These are more games that I just bought.
Wow, that's a lot. It can't possibly be any more.
Oh, there's more!
And these are the last bit of games that I just bought.
Oh my goodness. Well, that seems like a job well done for a day. I am very satisfied.
I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording now so I can organize this. Okay, you ready? That's a
Kitty.
baby cat. We're going to start here. The first two Spyro
Ah, yeah.
games.
Beautiful. You know, I love the classiness of the old PlayStation. the
Right? And just
CD.
the
Yeah.
jewel case.
I bought
Yeah.
a fuck ton of PS2 games.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Oof, oof.
Bye, Kitty.
Cat, I'm trying to frame a shot.
Kitty said no.
Oh, Kitty comes back.
I'm sure.
That's beautiful.
These
It
are
really
alphabetized.
is.
All
by
right,
the
that's
way.
all we want though. That's not the big thing.
What
It
do you
is the
mean?
big thing.
There's a big
What?
thing coming.
There's a big thing coming?
It costs
Yeah.
more than what I'm hinting that the big thing is.
No. What could it be?
What's going on? Windy, what are you
Dun,
doing?
Dun, 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 dun.
All right. First, though, my history with gaming. Some of my first memories
I love it.
with video games is the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's true. We had a Super Nintendo.
Yep.
So it started off on the Super Nintendo, and like the games that I specifically remember are Goof Troops, which is a Super Nintendo game about the Disney characters Goofy and Max.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I made no progress
Yeah,
in it because I
Goofy
was a
is-
kid who didn't know what they were doing.
It's Disney, not Warner Brothers. Or
My first was
Star
The Lion
Wars
King on Sega
Return of the
Genesis.
Jedi.
Ah,
I never
never
got
had a
past the
Sega console.
second level.
That game was
On that
hard
one.
as fuck, dude.
yeah, that was the
Goof
point of
Troops,
those
I have no
games.
idea how far I got.
Yeah.
I just went in and shot things. But I remember like loving going over to friends' houses, and
Yeah.
like Metroid looked really cool. And I didn't understand that you couldn't just really start a new game, or that if you started a new game, you couldn't just go and immediately fight
This is all
Ripley,
important
the
context.
dragon.
I'm
as they
sure.
called it.
Yeah. I'm listening.
No, Ripley doesn't even look like a dragon. But yeah, I was just goofing around, and then I got my N64. About the same time we got. I'm fucking with you. I got a
Son of a
PS5.
Fuck you.
So you might have noticed, just by chance, that the bulk of what I
Can you
bought today
pause?
is Sony.
So I obviously knew this because I was with you when you got it.
Mm-hmm.
But Wendy, I cannot tell you. I almost wish that I wasn't there when you got it, because if I would have saw this video and then you pulled that out, I think I would have lost my shit. I would have absolutely lost my shit.
Like
Just like, I mean, like I lost my shit when we were in the car and you just decided to go get it. Yeah.
Like the whole movie theater when Captain America picked up Mjolnir. Lost your shit.
I maybe even more than that.
Damn, that's losing your shit.
I'm saying, dude, I would have been like, I mean, you saw when we were together in the car, I literally wouldn't shut the fuck up for like an hour. I was so happy.
Yeah.
I was beaming. It wasn't even for me.
You had
but
my
I was
PS5
beaming.
on your lap and you're hugging it.
I was so happy. I was so excited because it's like I get to, like, I get to see my friend's name on PlayStation again. I get to
Mhm.
I can watch his shit. We can game together.
There.
You know, I said we.
You can
Oh,
watch
I
his
did say-
shit.
You're right. I'm sorry. I can watch their shit. We can game together. I can see what they're playing. It was really exciting for me. And
Mhm.
especially I don't have any real friends that I game with. Like you are my, not obviously just you're my best friend, but you're also my gaming friend. Like
Mhm.
you're really the only person I talk to about games. I have
On
a
that
couple
note-
people out work, but yeah.
On that note, so I installed the PS Plus app that kind of gets covered here in this, but I was at work on a smoke break, and I installed on my console It Takes Two.
I'm down to do it.
Yeah.
It'll take me that game, you know my situation. I started that game with my situation.
Oh shit, I
Um,
forgot about that. I remember you saying that you wanted to be able to do it with someone. Fuck.
But no, it's okay.
Yeah.
I would like to play it with you.
Yeah.
I would like to, just
Your
if I'm
time. I'm
emotional,
on your time with that.
if I'm emotional in the beginning, just bear
Yeah.
with me.
No worries.
Okay, that's all I'm getting at.
No, I thought it was just you were looking for someone to play it with, and I totally forgot about that context. Fuck, I'm a dick.
No, you're not a dick. You're not a dick. It's totally fine.
I am a dick.
You are a dick, but not for this reason. For
Yeah.
so many more reasons than this. Anyways, let's continue the video.
I'm doing retro game collection, and I might get to a point where it's just like I'm trying to complete the entire library
I'm talking about
of
why a lot
stuff,
of my
which I
stuff is
see is
Sony.
pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting is just the stuff that was important to me. And Sony, well, I don't do fanboyism. I'm a consumer, which means that I support actions that are pro-consumer.
Yeah.
So it's not I'm a
Fanboyism is
Sony
not that.
fanboy.
No.
It's that Sony made the games that I liked and the systems that my parents bought me.
That's right.
So the PS5 it's not even that. It's just if I'm going to have a modern console, I'm not buying an Xbox.
No, fuck.
And the Switch is a bit too different. Ooh, I like
Yeah.
this.
It's a good
Oh,
box.
this warms my heart.
It's an unboxing video.
It is a good box.
I still have it. I saved it.
I had mine
this is
until
gonna go
the
up too
second
far.
move. I had to,
Oh, no,
I had to
that broke.
toss it by then, but I kept it as long as I could.
That makes sense.
possible.
Yeah.
Part of me is thinking, because I'm getting into retro game collection, part of me is thinking
Uh-oh.
buy another PS5 and never unbox it until like 20 years from now, just to sell it.
Buy a collector's
Like that kind of deal on my-
edition.
Yeah.
Like do like like the Spider-Man one or
Yeah.
something.
I already spent the
That would be
hundreds
a
of
good
dollars on
idea.
your console, Sony. You don't need to keep selling me.
I just hate
Yes,
that in
they do.
packaging.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it doesn't open.
I give Sony a really weird praise in this
So we have a
unboxing
power
as well.
cable. This is one thing that I really respect about Sony, and maybe Xbox or Microsoft does it. This is just a common standard that is just easy to buy.
Xbox does
This is
not.
me getting right to repair,
Xbox still has their
but that is
big old
we like
fat
that. We support that.
monetary one that yeah.
I have
Yeah,
never
it's like-
seen one of these
the
in my life.
standard one that you
I have
use
no
in
idea what
PC
it
or
is.
something.
No, it's not. It's
Okay,
not like
yeah, fuck
it's
it.
not like that.
But,
it's
Visual
their own
Sense 5.
separate thing.
Fuck
Yeah.
With the start button. It's not options, it's start. I'll be dead in the ground before I recognize that.
Oh lord.
I'll die on this hill.
Let's see. We've got a quick start guide, a safety guide. I'll hold on to these just for completeness
I'm
of
not
the
gonna read
package.
them.
I was gonna say, well, we gotta hold on to them.
We have a USB-C cable. Yeah, USB-C to USB-A. Is this the base? I'm pretty
I'm not
sure
a
I'm just
fan
going
of
to
the
have it
base
on its
with
side on
having
my
the
shelf.
PS5 on the side.
All
It's
my
just
other
not
gaming stuff. Yeah, that's just the
secure on there.
stand.
I don't like the side. As
Yeah.
you can see, my shit is vertical.
Yeah.
I
HDMI cable?
prefer it vertical like that. It
HDMI
just
cable.
looks so much cleaner.
You'll see
And
why. But my look is real clean too, but not because the PS5, but because the overall thing.
Yeah. Oh,
All right, and the
fun
big
fact,
mama.
if you want to pause really quick, I don't think you know this. So this is on all PlayStation 5s. If you get like a camera, like your cell phone camera, and you zoom into the back, so you feel at the on your controller how it has like a kind of like a not a grippiness, but a kind of like a
A texture.
sandpaperish a texture. Thank you. If you zoom in, it's actually little sacred symbols: the square, the triangle, the circle, and the cross.
Dude, the manufacturing
Can you
cost that
believe it?
adds.
And it's on everything, all of their products. It's on their controller charging dock. It's on the inside of the PlayStation, the faceplates. It's on the inside. The inside, they're all over. Like I cannot imagine how much like that initially. I mean, that probably added to some of the shipping
Or
problems
just
in the
like
beginning.
it could probably be $100 cheaper.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Maybe if a Slim comes out, that's one of the things that'll go.
I think next year. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, I thought that is batshit nuts that they did that,
Yeah.
but cool at the same time. Anyways,
It's fucking crazy.
continue. Yeah.
Really, you're okay with me just shaking the box like that?
I was having a sip of water and I was having a mild stroke while that was going on.
An OLED TV. I want to go big. I have an idea. I'm like,
thinking like 75 to 80.
not that I want the TV to be big, but I want this
with
space
OLED,
to be
you're
taken up by a
probably
TV.
you're gonna probably. I think the largest they have is about
This
77.
might advance the clock.
They
on
might
this.
have a bigger
I
one.
I've
want
seen
to go
85.
OLED too. So
Like, when
Okay.
I'm looking.
Okay.
Here comes my weird praise.
all right. First thing I'm noticing: manufacture of unique parts adds cost. The interior of this is different from the interior of this. Sony actually made
Thank
two
you,
unique
Wendy.
parts
Thank
for
you
packaging there.
something that nobody else in
It's
the
Really
world
expensive,
is
really
doing.
hard to obtain thing.
I'm praising Sony.
Thank you
Also,
so
seem
much
to
for
have made it
that.
stackable.
And
with
where
itself.
are
Not
those
with-
unique
In the box.
placeholders? Oh, do you still have them? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
And I think it goes this way.
Lord.
So yeah, this is how it's going to be sitting. And yeah, I have got me a PS5.
It does look good vertical, by the way.
It
What
does.
do we got on the back? Power, HDMI out,
Is it?
networking, 2 USB.
It looks much
3.
nicer vertical than sideways.
That's just not an option for me.
I know, I get it. It's not an option for most people because it's gigantic.
Yeah.
Power
it
button.
is.
To the point that I built a little
Eject button.
glass shelf shrine
USB-C.
for it.
USB charger.
Yeah,
into
a
the
vertical
wall.
PS4 is weird too. That's super unusual. Might edit.
PS5.
Already. Yep.
Oh, it's not that.
Look who made themselves comfortable.
Oh.
Not a blep.
That cannot be comfy.
That's Sony.
He
But it
went
looks
there.
like a blep.
He stayed
Wow.
there.
Yeah, he's chilling.
2 weeks later.
Oh Lord.
All right. So it's been like what, 2 weeks?
Yeah. 2 long weeks of me checking every
I
day
think
to
it's
see if
time.
you're
I didn't
online.
even have it connected to anything.
I know.
I'd done all the cables right before this.
Ignore my house being a mess. I'm a dumpster fire.
I agree.
What do we got? What do we got?
Can you imagine
What do we
all
got?
that build up and it didn't work?
I always loved PlayStation startup noises. PS2's was the best.
Sony does make great startup noises.
They really do. They're just the kings of that.
It
Yeah,
looks-
the PS4
Iconic.
and the PS5 are kind of to me. Like
The
compared
PS5?
to the yeah, compared to the PS2. The PS2 was iconic.
Okay,
The
I was right. I
PS2
did
is the
need
best. The
cable.
PS1 is iconic too.
Yeah.
The PS1, the dee nee 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 nee, you know,
Yeah.
and then you're seeing the Sony Interactive.
Yeah.
PS3, I feel was the weakest personally.
I don't know.
But yeah, but nothing hits PS2 and PS1. Yeah, I'll agree with you that.
My Wolfie in the background.
I saw.
Okay.
My partner put him there after I unpacked him. I was like, what do I do with him? Where's a good spot? And they put him there.
Did I give you that lamp?
No.
No? I feel like we've had this conversation before.
No, we haven't.
Okay. I have the exact same lamp. Or I had the exact same lamp.
God damn it.
I should
What
censor
happened?
that.
I censored the wrong part of the screen because I was trying to block my Wi-Fi name. That's potentially doxing. I'm going to have to edit this.
Yes, you will. Drag that black bar to the other side of the screen.
Well, I'm not
Can you go-
uploading this video.
But you're uploading the podcast,
Yeah.
which is part of the video.
So, but I can't drag that because it's embedded
no,
in the
I
video. Yeah.
I know. It was a joke,
Yeah.
Wendy.
Oh,
It-
oh.
All right. So now
I like the bookshelf of games.
Mm-hmm.
this is all my modern-ish PlayStation stuff. Nothing PS5.
Yet.
The friend has been playing Red Dead 2, and so that's kind of what I've had in my brain. Oh, actually, this is my game collection. These are all Super Famicom stuff. It's gonna be Japanese. Yeah, you can see the Japanese there.
What?
ADHD in progress.
John Country,
It's a loading part too.
Final Fight 2,
Oh my god!
Kirby Superstar Saga, Link to the
I
Past,
didn't even notice the bar.
Mother
That's
2,
awesome.
which, like, good luck me playing that. That's super text-based.
Oh my
Sim
god.
City, and I think Sim City 2? 2000. Star Fox, which fucking love. And Super Mario World. I want to get Yoshi's
Very
Island.
good, very good, very good.
Not mentioned is Super Metroid.
Final Fantasy
that's NES
7,
videos right
Final
there.
Fantasy 8. No, Final Fantasy 7, the English version. I'm actually going to pull these out to show you something interesting.
So the
Oh, shit.
PlayStation there, is that the one
I do
where
have
you had
Yoshi's
when
Island.
you were a kid?
Duh.
Or did you just buy that
I've been
recently?
moving the
I thought that
bookcase
was in
around.
Japan. It's an
Japan, okay,
NTSC
gotcha.
J version. So I can't
Final
even play
Fantasy
it as
8,
discs.
and I have two
Oh,
versions
okay,
of it
okay.
for reasons. Don't worry about it. Gran Turismo and Gran Turismo 2. I have two versions of Gran Turismo 2 as well.
A lot of the games
Metal
I
Gear
have doubled
Solid,
up, I wasn't shopping.
Metal Gear Solid Integral, Mobile Suit Gundam, Mobile Suit Z Gundam, and then these are all the actual American ones. Spyro 1 and 2.
Ah,
The
such a-
green
I
in
don't
the
need to
American
pull any of
version
them
is
out.
better in my opinion.
I was gonna say, just it's
Ace
such
Combat
a clean
4,
look.
5-0,
That green
the
really
Belkanor,
is just beautiful.
Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1 and 2, Final Fantasy 10, 10-2, God of War 1 and 2, Grand Theft Auto 3, Liberty
These are some great
Liberty
games.
City Stories, Vice City, San Andreas, Jack and Daxter, The Precursor Legacy, Jack 2, Jack 3, Jack X Combat Racing, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts RE Chain of Memories, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, Metal Gear Solid 3, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, Prince of Persia The Sands of Time, Prince of Persia Warrior Within, Prince of Persia The Two Thrones, Ratchet & Clank Going Commando, Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal, This is Shadow of the Colossus, Sly and Cooper Thievius Raccoonus, Sly 2 Band of Thieves, Sly 3 Honor Among Thieves, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Lego Star Wars the video game, Lego Star Wars the original
PS5
trilogy, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses, a very slept-on game in my opinion.
The whole time.
Yep.
A couple of these were given by the friend. 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, Ace Combat 7, Battlefield 1, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare Legacy Edition, Cyberpunk 2077, this one was given to me by the friend, along with this, Death Stranding, given to me by the friend, Final Fantasy 17, Final Fantasy 15, Hitman 2, Jedi Fallen Order, Just Cause 3, Just Cause 4, Madden 21, Metal Gear Solid 5, Ground Zeroes, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, Mountain Blade Warband, Persona 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, Resident Evil 3, Rock Band 4, Uncharted 4, Wolfenstein 2. For Xbox 360, Assassin's Creed, the first one, that's the only 360 game I have. Cabela's Dangerous Hunts, I played this on PlayStation 2, I really enjoyed it, but I found this available on Xbox at a flea market, so I took it. Call of Duty Finest Hour, Fable, Halo 2, Mech Assault 2, Lone Wolf, Metal Slug 4? Yes, Metal Slug 4, Ninja Gaiden, and yeah. Then for 3DS, I have Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer, Animal Crossing New Leaf, Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D, Fire Emblem, Fates Birthright, Metal Gear Solid 3D,
I was here
Snake
for
Eater.
like 50,
I think that's just Metal Gear Solid
60% of this purchase, too.
Yeah. Then Metroid and Star Fox 64 ports. I have other
I was thinking
Switch
to myself,
games, but I don't have the cases because I have to unpack them.
unboxed it, I was like, oh wow, that wasn't 30 minutes at all. Here's the chunk. Okay. Here we are.
But yeah, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. That's
so
currently what's
excited
in my
to see
Switch.
You see this ADHD.
And then for the
tangent.
PSP,
I'm doing this all one-handed, by the way.
we've got
Yeah.
Ace Combat X, Skies of Deception. You can clearly tell that I like that game. Armored Core 3 Portable.
That series.
Yeah.
Armored Core LR Portable. Armored Core SL Silent Line. Final Fantasy Tactics, Metal Gear Acid, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, Metal Gear
I feel
Solid
like you're
Portable
slowing
Ops,
down on purpose.
It's because
Persona
Yeah.
Portable, Persona 3 Portable,
3
Patapon
Portable.
2, I want Patapon 1, I also want We Love Katamari for the PSP, Phantasy Star Portable, Phantasy Star Portable 2, Phantasy Star Portable 2 Infinity, Star Wars Battlefront 2,
I'm real curious how the PSP version is on that.
and Tales of
for
Eternity.
real.
So yeah,
Ooh,
looking at
Tales
this, you can
game.
definitely
Nice.
see some trends.
Yeah.
Uh,
I want to try the
favorite
Dot Hack
game series of all
too.
time is the Jack
Okay.
series. Grand Theft Auto is just iconic. I could not have it. God of War 1 and 2 for before I played God of War
Right.
2018 and Ragnarok. These are just fun games. I just really like fighting games. Probably Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal is one of my favorite PS2 games of all time.
Wendy!
That didn't make sense. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is just an icon. Play Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses. It is fun. Damn it.
No! Because you put
But
me
that's
through
not why
this.
you watch this.
All right, then. Okay. All
It's
right.
for, you know, yeah. Oh.
God. Red Dead Redemption.
So,
No, we're still.
I have Final Fantasy
Oh my
8
God.
in a
Oh.
case, and I have Final Fantasy 8
Cleaning.
just loose discs in a sleeve.
Oh.
I was confused. I didn't remember that I had both those,
Yeah, I had Final Fantasy 2
and
versions
I
of the
thought it was
Japanese
Final
version,
Fantasy
Final
7, the Japanese version that was like that. So, Japanese version, American version. The American
discs are all
version, if
Japanese,
you're
though.
familiar,
Yeah.
has this booklet. And it is a really nice booklet, and I really like this case. And just like you get so much, some good art. That's Midgar. The
Yep.
characters telling you how it works. Character stats and information about them. Yada yada yada. Was that Sid? Yeah.
There's a point to this, though. This tangent.
And like, yeah, one, I miss these manuals. Games should have come with them. But like, look at this art and how cool it is, what it comes with, and how great this manual is.
I'm also looking for a specific page in this.
And like
I got
this
that.
This was so cool to child
You know we're getting that next game.
and whatnot. And that,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know we're getting that scene next game.
But okay, here's where it gets important.
Okay. Oh, okay. Now
This one,
we're
though.
important.
Like, sure, it's all in Japanese and I can't read it. But, like, just, it's missing the art.
Yeah.
It's not the
I wonder
good
why.
book, just in Japanese.
That's
It's
interesting.
less boring. And, like,
It's more boring.
you know, Japanese
Yeah, it's
people
more
deserve nice things too. The Japanese people are great people. I loved my time with them. Why did they get screwed? I'm actually gonna go ahead and just.
Even the cover.
Yeah.
The American one is more interesting. Although
Yeah.
I do like the cleaner look
Yeah, the
of the
minimalist.
Japanese. Yeah, the minimalistic. It's cleaner, but it's not nearly as eye popping.
Yeah,
as
it's
the,
not as
the American
striking.
version. Yeah, exactly. So
Still
very
good.
interesting.
Like it could be justified, but like overall, it feels like the Japanese company gave the Japanese people less. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know why.
Very-
Our
very
booklet is so
strange.
cool.
Very, very.
I also
strange.
miss booklets that came with games. They were so cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna show you right now. I'm not gonna take more of your time. But the Metal Gear PS2 games came with a booklet that had a tutorial that is literally just the tutorial scene in the Metal Gear games, but it's a comic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Anyways, the ADHD is no longer.
Okay.
virus.
I wonder if it's gonna have to download for me to play.
We call that foreshadowing.
Especially Rockstar. It's the key.
Yeah. This is me trying to figure out what the difference is, and then seeing all these options, being like, nope.
Let's just go with optimized. You get all that? I did.
Agree. Sign the life away.
It's
Okay.
a good thing
I was,
that
I was like,
that
Wendy,
is-
if you're gonna make me watch the entire update.
No.
Yep. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
This
Thanks,
isn't the
Wendy.
video.
Okay, so
What the fuck is happening?
I'm transferring my data, and I guess it's
From
appropriate
PS4.
that
Oh, okay.
I'm playing Red Dead, and my PlayStation 4 menu was Red Dead.
Yeah.
I
I love that theme.
Yeah. It is so good.
It's a good one. I had it for a little while.
want to do this. I imagine.
Nice to see the PlayStation 4 still works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I
so
could have
want
played
that to be
Final
done
Fantasy VII
first.
this whole time.
I imagine.
Yeah. You just
But,
had to twist that knife again,
Yeah, I
huh?
had to put this up. However, I did also want to show you, like, so I have a Super Nintendo, a PlayStation X,
Beautiful.
PlayStation 2, and Xbox are going to be here
I was like, there's nothing.
I might
there
add
to
another
do.
shelf
Think about the Xbox
at some
after all
point
this.
for PlayStation
Yeah.
3. N64 will go here.
Nice.
But all this is done with a rat's
A switcher.
nest of cables.
Of course.
This is an RCA switch.
Okay.
And like you can see, I already have stuff set
Oh,
up for
that's
what's
dope
going to
as
go where.
hell.
So like,
That's really
boom,
cool.
I'm playing the Super Nintendo. Well,
I printed out
the
those stickers
Famicom
myself too.
is what it's called
I was
in
gonna
Japan.
say
which is
they
what that
look
is.
printed out,
Or
so that's
boom,
really well
I'm
done.
playing the PlayStation. Or boom, I'm playing Xbox. Blah 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 blah. And that outputs to this little guy, which turns it all into HDMI, which comes to here, and then goes to my PC. This is ultimately going to output to another switch. Or no, not a
Is
switch.
that going to cause lag?
I was looking into it. It'll be milliseconds.
Okay. Okay.
A selector where
I mean, I haven't noticed anything with this already, and like with all the stuff I'm going to be adding, it's not going to. It'll be negligible
Okay.
compared to what's already there.
Fair enough.
not the input is switched, but the output is switched. So it could either go to my PC for I'm just playing by myself, or it could go to over there where my desk is and that PC, that other TV, where if it's heading that way, it'll also get sent to a duplicator, or it'll have one in and two identical HDMI outputs, one for going to that, and then one for going to the TV. Yeah, I'm really happy with this whole bookcase setup.
Yeah.
I have no idea where I'm going to put another bookcase once I start to get a good amount of games
Legit,
going.
if I get too many more consoles, I will
This
have
isn't
no
a good
space.
amount of games.
I was gonna say
but-
you're running low already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a thing. I'm kind of just stalling for
And, like, you've
that.
seen-
There's that. It's gonna take 45 minutes.
It never actually completed. I never was able
Oh.
to transfer over my save data. Like, not,
Oh, really?
not even like games that are on there. Just
You don't have you don't have the you don't have it in the PlayStation Cloud?
No, I don't think so.
Because yeah, it saves it in the cloud, and then you can just through the PlayStation extract it from the PS4 cloud to the
Yeah.
straight up to the console.
Nah, like my
If
red.
you have it.
Yeah,
if you
my
have
Red Dead playthrough right now is all fresh. As far as my PS5 knows, I have Red Dead trophies, but I don't have any Red Dead save data.
I see.
That's my phone right
It's
up
here.
against the TV.
It said welcome to PS5.
You're welcome. I'm hiding your
Tried to get
name.
it. It didn't get it.
Just kidding. I don't have
It's here.
Got him.
it.
It's not here. I did take a shower, and it's working. It's there. No, not that way. That's better. And yeah, and it'll be. Fuck you. I will be cold and dead in the ground when I recognize options. It is the start button. I'm gonna go
Thank
play
you,
Red Dead
Whitney.
now. Not The Last of Us Left Behind. Not The Last of Us Part 2. Not Death Stranding.
Yes.
Red Dead time.
Yeah. Wonderful. Couldn't have picked a longer game.
I am not playing through Red Dead.
I know. You're just fucking around in Red
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah.
Thank God. Which that's totally because Rockstar makes those type of games.
Yeah.
Games.
Real easy to fuck around in.
That was awesome. And terrible. And just the perfect essence of Windy.
ADHD in progress, baby. I
That's
just need
right.
that in my life.
That was a good bar. I would like to see that make a comeback for another video at another time. Definitely.
So the friend is telling me that it's okay if I start going on more ADHD tangents.
Oh, how long have I been your best friend for?
15 years?
And so I am perfectly.
Yeah, 15 years against the wishes of hussies.
Yeah. That was cause they straight up did not like you and did not, and I basically told them to fuck off.
Yeah, I have no idea why still.
Why what?
Why they didn't like me.
Doesn't matter.
Nah,
It doesn't matter
nah.
because they are who they are, and they didn't continue to be in my life anymore, and you did,
Yeah, bye, Felicia.
because I saw more in you than I did in them.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Among other things that happened.
Of course.
Yeah, but I think that's everything. Oh, hold on.
That's
You need 45 more seconds.
oh. The thing went away.
Yeah, hold on. There we go.
Okay.
Here we are. Okay. I'm gonna challenge you on something actually.
Okay.
So like I'm not saying that Death Stranding is a bad video game. But I am going to say that what I was talking about was seminal works for platforms.
Uh-huh.
And like if I'm gonna say anything from Hideo Kojima is that seminal, I'm not even gonna say a Metal Gear game. I'm gonna talk Silent Hill, and like that's only just above the bar.
Mm-hmm.
I'll instead say Gran Turismo, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, defining timeless games, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, stuff like that. Just like if Death Stranding was in the same categorization of as those,
Mm-hmm.
I would know about that.
Okay.
So you said to play Death Stranding as one of the seminal works. I'm going to give you some pushback as I don't think that falls under that.
Okay. That's fine. I'm not gonna twist
Okay.
your arm about it.
Okay.
I really like the game, but I don't
Yeah.
like it that much
Yeah.
to be like, no, Windy, you gots to. No, it's
I mean,
like
I still
that's
plan
fine.
to play it. You gave me the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, just for the hey, show me your world stuff. Will that fit? I guess I'm wanting to make you think about if it will.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting at.
So then, if we're gonna go Sentinel, is that what you said? Seminole for the for consoles or whatever. I would say that. So then, obviously, you're gonna do part 2 next.
Yeah.
But then it would have to be God of War, because that's probably the game for PlayStation 4 generation. That was the yeah.
I thought
It
you were
would
going to go
probably
with
have to.
Bioshock or Bioshock Infinite.
Have you not played those?
I've not.
But you know the twist of Bioshock.
Would you kindly?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah,
I don't know
Bioshock
shit
would
about
be a
Bioshock Infinite except apparently you shoot cops, which okay.
yeah, that would be a good one too. I think I still rather you do God of War after
Okay.
part 2, but with a caveat, since you have those.
Oh, I was about to say I'm doing God of War 1 and 2 first.
I was gonna say, since you have those games, you got to do 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And you can do. I don't know if you'll want to do this because you don't have a PS3 yet, right?
I do not.
So God of War 3 was on the PS3, but there is a PS4 version. So
I could do that.
You could do that on the PS4 or you could play it on the PS5 as well. So that I wish I did that. Like I there's nothing that was like confusing for me, but I wish I did that.
Yeah.
I'll just say that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm down and I was already planning on doing it on the channel.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. So that'll just be your
Yeah.
one for me.
Yeah, honestly, it'll probably be good too because like I mentioned to you that I'd like to do Metal Gear. I think I might want to do that after the release.
Sounds good.
Yeah, yeah. So that way you could watch it. Oh, we were talking earlier about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yes.
I'd like to watch you play as well.
I will stream it.
Okay, cool.
I'll stream.
Cool.
I'll stream for sure.
Sounds good. And we are over the 3-hour mark. Remember when we said we wouldn't be doing a 3-hour podcast?
I was gonna say this is longer than our last podcast, and we had less to talk about
Let's-
because the last podcast was the whole ending and 2 seasons of Last of Us. It was winter and spring. We had more to talk about
and
technically.
fall.
And fall because we had 3 and we still managed. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Last of Us, when should we expect part 2?
Yes, thank you
Because
for reminding me.
Yes.
I showed you. I bought a capture card.
Yes, no, that's
Um,
what that was my segue into.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Yeah. So it changes my setup a bit, but you don't need to get into the details. So I'm wanting to do retro game stuff. The one thing I have to check, I'm not doing an internal capture card, but
Okay.
I still might need to do PC upgrades because I don't think I have a USB 3.0 port, and it might need USB 3.0 for the bandwidth. On my capture card. I'm not sure. I'll just have to look at the manual and the specs. I haven't had to carry or check that in years since I bought the motherboard. So I might still need to do that, so that might still be a caveat. Otherwise, when are you lending me a disc for part 2?
I don't have it on disc, but I will happily buy it for you.
Nah, I'll get a disc.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I was thinking about buying it for you, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which earlier when we were talking about Nier, I didn't want to say this because I didn't want to spoil that I bought a PS5, but Nier is a PS4 game on disc. That'll still play on my PS5.
Everything that plays on PS4 will play on PS5.
Does that mean PS3 as well? PS3 games?
No.
Okay.
Nope. PS3 has that weird architecture that
Oh yeah.
they are still so with so you saw the 3 tiers of PlayStation of PS of the PlayStation Online. There's Essential, Extra, and Premium. So the Essential and the Premium Premium specifically gives you like older generation games like PS1 games, PS2 games. They are still trying to sort out PS3, and PS3 games that they offer right now, you can still only just stream. You cannot directly download them because of that weird fucking architecture that they did. So they are working on it, but it's been hard, I guess.
Yeah. But okay, so I'll go to eBay for Nier, and I'll check out eBay for Last of Us Part 2 on disc.
Okay.
Because I want discs. If you're gonna buy me a video game, buy me disc.
No, I know.
One other thing too that I'd like to talk about. Do we have any other topics? Because this is some bullshit.
I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we hit everything.
Okay, so I went to eBay for my PS2 and my Xbox, my original Xbox. I told you when we were going retro game shopping, I didn't buy through them because I wanted to buy at my local retro store. They didn't have the consoles, so I said eBay.
Last of Us Part 2 is $19 at Best Buy. I don't know if that matters.
Oh fuck it. Yeah. I'll just do that. So but today is the 24th. My Xbox was handed to USPS on the 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Up until yesterday, my status has been USPS has accepted the package or has received the package. Acceptance is pending. And just yesterday, it said USPS has accepted the package. And like, whatever, not the seller's fault, right? It's all USPS.
Mm-hmm.
The seller is shipping this through what's called media mail, which is for educational purposes. So like if you're sending a textbook or something.
Yeah, that sounds shady.
I suspect that this is shady, and I'm really not happy with this seller.
This sounds like God intervening that you don't need an Xbox.
Okay, but
and yeah. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? No.
Okay, but also like
Anyways, yeah, no, but
it's
seriously though,
coming.
like no bullshit aside, that does sound really shady,
Yeah.
and I would be careful.
Oh yeah. That's what I was gonna say. When this comes, because it's scheduled to arrive on a work day. I'm going to pull up to the house, start video recording, and keep the camera on the Xbox or the box the Xbox is in the whole fucking time,
Good,
and set it up and
good.
test it. And if it's fucked, give me my money. Fuck
Yep.
you, pay me.
How much? If you want to talk about how much did you spend on it?
About 100.
Okay, that's not terrible, but
Yeah.
still, that's money's money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh,
So
I hope everything works out.
yeah.
Um.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, on the flip side, I decided not to put this in that long video we watched because it was already long. But I did a thing where I turned on every console and I went through them on the switches, and like
Wait,
it is push a button and any console's available. I don't have to fuck with cables. I don't have to fuck with getting anything set up. I can
that's very
just turn
cool.
on and go. It is an awesome setup that I'm really happy with. And oh god, where am I going to put more bookshelves?
I was gonna say you're gonna need another bookshelf because if you're gonna, since you're only doing physical, the
Yeah.
amount of gaming that you do, you're gonna need another bookshelf.
Yeah. Only
But these
physical
are
for
these are
console.
these are good problems to have, though.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are. But good God, where am I going to put another bookshelf?
PlayStation.
I used to be a Nintendo fanboy.
I know,
Yeah.
That's not lost on me.
Yeah. No more fanboyism. So fuck
That's fine.
Nintendo. Nintendo's a pretty shitty company.
They're they're very fucked up to their fans. They're very shitty to their fans,
Yeah.
and their fans just eat it up.
Anyways, I got work
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Do you really? You don't have it off?
What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Yom Kippur or Rosh Hashanah, one of the two.
I don't think so.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry. Okay,
I'm
yeah,
not
then
worried about it.
let's finish it. Let's finish
Yeah.
up then.
Cool. That is everything.
Yep.
Thank y'all for watching. We've pulled in. Bye-bye.
Hyrule Warriors. Yeah, you have beaten me to submission to the point that I just go along with it now. I don't even try and defend or argue. I'm just like, yes, master, whatever you see, can I have another cookie? Yeah, you have beaten me to submission to the point that I just go along with it now. I don't even try and defend or argue. I'm just like, yes, master, whatever you see, can I have another cookie?
Yeah, you have beaten me to submission to the point that I just go along with it now. I don't even try and defend or argue. I'm just like, yes, master, whatever you see, can I have another cookie? Yeah, you have beaten me to submission to the point that I just go along with it now. I don't even try and defend or argue. I'm just like, yes, master, whatever you see, can I have another cookie?
We know one thing to be true. Kingdom Hearts is canon.